The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning.
It is fun, sun, and savings time at Standard Heating and Air with incredible savings on AC units, heat pumps, and combo deals this month to ensure your air quality is up to snuff this summer. Go to standardheating.com for more info or to schedule your appointment today.
The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show. 93 Air.
You know what today is?
Friday. It is National Donut Day.
Donuts.
The donut hole. Let's stop right there. What a horrible little snack. If you want a donut, have a donut. Why are you eating the hole?
I'd sell my soul for a donut.
I bought a donut and they gave me a receipt for the donut. I don't need a receipt for a donut. I'll just give you the money. You give me the donut. And the transaction. We don't need to bring ink and paper into this. I just cannot imagine a scenario where I'd have to prove that I bought a donut. Some skeptical friend, don't even act like I didn't get that donut. I got the documentation right here.
Yeah, I'll tell you. By God, I will. We got nothing but good news to spread today. Nothing but good. First off, it's Friday. We've all had enough of this. We're ready to put a lid on the work week. I just heard something or another about today being a donut day. I'm not sure where I'm supposed to go with that. But most importantly, the old boner machine is back.
I'm not a boner machine.
Revved and ready to go.
My life partner, Josh, is back to work after overcoming the damn bubonic plague or whatever the hell it is that you caught.
Yeah, that was no fun. I don't want to do that again. I'm
damn.
actually a little nervous.
What are you nervous
I don't
about?
like to be the subject of any hijinks, and I feel like I left you guys hanging, and I missed you terribly. I missed the listeners. It sucked. I mean, I went to the doctor yesterday, and I'm on some roids. So if I go off on anybody, I'm sorry. But they gave me some steroids.
The
Day
dude
2.
he's juiced.
I texted Nick yesterday and said, they gave me some. This is the only time I'm allowed to talk is on the radio, and he said it'll get your voice back. And then I texted Nick and said, hopefully I'll get my voice back, and I might get a walk-on spot to try out for the Vikings.
Yeah.
I'll be all roided up.
He's on the gas.
But yeah, I had a virus. A viral infection, a bacterial infection. And I was thinking if they just threw in fungus, I could be the subject of season 2 of The Last of Us.
Yeah, jeez.
It's like patient zero.
Yeah, I got a little bit of everything there.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
You really got pumped.
I did.
By that virus. You got pumped.
You guys know, I was raised, unless you're dead, you go to work. And I wanted to be here. I came in Tuesday without a voice. I had to leave early. I was just it was miserable. I probably shouldn't have drove home on Tuesday. I felt so bad, but.
We almost lost you.
Yeah, thanks, guys. You guys were very kind. Thanks to people that reached out. I had a couple of buddies that didn't even know I was gone. They listened to the show. They had no idea.
That's always a good feeling.
Yeah, that's nice.
They texted you, great show today.
One of my friends offered to bring me some, quote, penicillin to see if that would help. Another one offered to comfort my wife. And, I wanted to
That's
say,
what friends are for.
I know.
Right.
I wanted to say to Wapple, Dana, and Ashley, Nick said a lot of good things about you guys.
No, he didn't.
No, he really did. He said it each day, and to the point where I thought, oh my God, they're not going to let me back. Maybe the shows were better without me.
We had a gun to his head, and we're like, send the text message, send it now.
I thought Nick's wife, had a pretty funny reason why.
Great, right when we're having a good time, right when our spirits are lifted by Josh's return, then he's got to bring up my friggin' wife. What about it?
Do you remember her theory as to what happened to me?
I do not. Oh, yeah. Oh, now I do.
Yeah.
Because we saw you. By the way, just got a text from Hot Cocoa Sheezes. She texted in to say, "Who's the new guy?" Sunday night, we all got together at that Randy Shaver fundraiser, and you were already sounding sick. Just by talking to you, I could tell you were not feeling well. By Monday, we knew you were real sick. And my friggin' wife, again, she will not let this go. She and I were talking about, what the hell? Where did Josh catch this awful virus? My wife's theory, of course, she assumed that Josh must have crossed paths with some whores. And I said, it's Josh, the guy. He's the straightest laced sumbitch in town. He would never. And she just got in my face and she said, whores. And I said, look, you got the wrong guy. But she's sticking to this theory that you crossed paths with some shady ladies.
No
women.
No whores.
That couldn't have been it.
No,
That's what I told her.
Yeah, no whores.
No, it was not.
No side effects from a Brazilian butt lift, although I could use one. Nothing like that. It was nothing controversial. I don't know how I got it. The doctor doesn't know. He just said, dude, you lucked out, man. You caught everything.
You got everything. It has been notable how lately when you get sick, you just get your dick kicked in. I mean,
yeah.
Real bad.
I mentioned that to him. He had some.
So
he was. We were talking about that. Like, yeah, the last few times I got sick, it's been awful.
So before,
I never used to get sick.
No, you're right. Before you came in this morning, and who was the first person you communicated with? Wapple? Which one? It surely wasn't Ashley because she doesn't get here till like 10 minutes ago. Who was the first person you chatted with?
Dana.
Okay.
First, like Wapple and I were messaging each other. He was down the hall, but Dana. I guess.
So before you spoke to Dana this morning, when was the last time you were able to speak a full sentence? Monday afternoon? Because you followed the doctor's orders, didn't you? And you did not say a word.
Yesterday at the doctor's office is the first time I talked.
Oh, so you did. Oh, I guess I forgot. You went to so you spoke to the Monday afternoon. You could not make a sound.
No.
By Monday, maybe late morning, you could not make a sound. You spoke with the doctor yesterday. So there were 2 days of complete silence. How did you communicate with
My
the wife?
My wife loved it. She loved
it. What did you do? Text, write
yeah.
notes?
We were texting.
What was that like to be just completely mute for 2 days?
Oh, it's frustrating because it's like this is taking forever to have a very simple conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
I've never really heard of that before where you just completely lose the ability to.
Yeah, Tuesday I had nothing at all. Wednesday it was like some squeaks. I was kind of updating you. Like,
squeaks?
Yeah, I could get a word and it sounded terrible.
Just
and then
I remember squeaks. What movie was that? Basketball.
Basketball.
Yeah.
God, that's a good movie.
That's crazy. I mean, you really got it.
Did you think about getting a whiteboard to write down and communicate with people?
Well, not really.
Oh.
What
that seemed like a lot of work.
Yeah.
Are you
cool.
selling whiteboards out of the trunk of your car or something?
But because what you said, to have a simple conversation, it sucked like texting. One time I brought a whiteboard to a wrestling event so then I could change up like what I was saying,
Right.
for the
That's smart.
for the poster.
Yeah, so sign after sign.
Yeah, but sometimes it sucked because it's like, oh shoot, that was a better idea, and then you quickly have to erase it, and then you write it, and it's already past the point. It's like, darn it, missed it.
It was funny because a lot of times with text I do voice to text, so I'd hit that little microphone button and try and say something like, crap, I got to actually type this out.
Yeah, well,
a lot of sleeping.
What a nightmare. That's good.
Bet.
Sleeping is good.
Yeah.
Did you get any TV in or anything? Were you feeling up to that?
I wasn't feeling up to it. It was
Dang.
pretty miserable.
Well, we certainly missed you.
Sure
the
did.
listeners, obviously, you're seeing all the welcome back text messages.
I was worried that it was going to be brutal. But
Of course you were. Of course you were.
Oh, I was telling Josh yesterday because I knew how hard it was going to be on you to miss work. So on Wednesday, was it the Wednesday, the first day you were gone, I was trying to keep track of all the well wishes, just copying, pasting names like, this Jesus says, wanted to give you a list, and I looked like that Kermit gif where he's typing the typewriter so fast that it was going to be impossible to keep up with them all, of all the people sending you well wishes and wanting to, make sure that you came out clean on the other side and felt good.
Thank you very much. Mm-hmm. I really appreciate. Honestly, that doesn't mean a lot to me. You never know. Like when you're gone, you think, "Well, I'm done."
Yeah, they're gonna be fine without me.
I know, Cubby, because of crippling low self-esteem, you never listen to the replay of our radio program.
No,
Because why? Tell the listeners why.
I hate myself.
He hates the sound
I'm
of his
worried
own.
that I'm going to hear my name or my voice.
And it makes him sick.
Or my personality, yeah.
Right. So you never, ever listen to our program, on repeat because you can't stand your own existence. Did you listen at all to us without you?
No, I just couldn't handle any stimulation, whatsoever.
You were just out cold.
It was just miserable.
The reason I ask is because
catch me up. What I miss?
Oh, Janelle stopped by. C. Willie Miles stopped by. Randy went to Vegas. The reason I ask is we did, on the topic of you being gone, we did get one great text message yesterday who said, a listener said, leaving, broadcasting this program without Josh was the equivalent of the wife leaving town and leaving the husband with the 3 kids.
That's perfect.
And I thought that was a fair description. Fair description. So there you go. It's a Friday show. Randy Shaver will not be joining us this morning because he's losing his ever-loving mind in Las Vegas right now. He's
Bottle
out.
flu, right?
Oh, yeah. He even went ahead and said, look, I'm going to get drunk.
That's the new retirement Randy.
It is.
It's awesome. I love it.
He's vowed no communication with us until Monday morning. Brad Ryder will stop by.
I kind of want to see if I can get a new bench record now that I'm on all these roids. I got 2 days of steroids in me.
Yeah,
Might as well try.
Yeah.
What's your record?
From back in the day when I used to lift?
Yeah, go ahead.
I could do, what's the bar?
45 pounds.
Yeah, I could do just shy of the bar.
Nice. Nice. I want to see if you can break your old record. Maybe get into the over 40 record books. Something like that. I know you folks got a lot going on this weekend. I was handed a sheet of paper here noting all of the appearances happening this weekend by members of this here radio program. Wample's going to be in Maple Grove tonight for some kind of Coors Light party. Mm-hmm. Ashley's going to Woodbury tonight, and how do you call it, Albertville tomorrow? We talked about you going to Albertville.
I'm going to Albertville tonight and going to Woodbury tomorrow.
That's what I said.
Okay.
That's not at all what I said. You know what else is? You know what else is happening this weekend?
What's that?
You and your family still like to go to what they call the Mall of America.
We do.
And I really like that joint too.
Yeah, I did it for a while, but now I'm a fan.
There's something to do for everybody.
There's a place for fun in your life, I think, is the slogan.
Remember when it used to be a place to run for your life?
I do. I do.
Those days are gone, luckily.
I hope so, for good. I also, just like you, Josh, I stayed away from the Mall of America. Number one, it's in Bloomington. And I almost never have a reason to go to Bloomington. It's one of the worst towns. Anyway, so I stayed away from the Mall of America for many, many years, decades. And then I went back and I thought, wow, this place, I really like the joint. Twiggy the water skiing squirrel.
Yes.
Is he coming to town, she, I should say, this weekend?
This weekend.
Twiggy the water skiing squirrel is coming back to town, making an appearance at the Mall of America this weekend, actually starting today. She's got shows at noon, 2 and 4, today, tomorrow, and Sunday, with a meet and greet.
Meet and greet. That's
Heck
the best
yeah.
part.
This is crazy.
Is anyone here going to get Twiggy with it?
Oh.
I saw a Twiggy last year at the Mall of America. That was awesome.
You saw her last year?
Yes.
Okay, is this for real?
Is it the same one?
That's where I was going with this. The article leads me to believe that this is the same damn water skiing squirrel from way back in 1970, in the early 80s when we first saw her.
Can't be.
Jesus.
That's what it says here.
That squirrel's older than me?
Yeah, I didn't know they lived that long.
I don't know. can't be positive about this.
Look
I
at the
do
life
know-
expectancy of a squirrel.
6 to 10 years.
Oh, well then it's
that can't be possible.
okay. Well then
Yeah.
that's impossible. So it's kind of like
Less if they live on a busy street.
right.
Or near some kid with a BB gun.
Right. I apologize. I know nothing about squirrels. I thought maybe for a minute that a squirrel can live to be 40, some years. So it must be like Ron Shera's dog, where every time one dies, they hang the same name on it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and there's
Twiggy 2, Twiggy 3.
Right. Okay. F me running. Sorry, I blew up. The original Twiggy, then I'll go that route, was blown from her nest during a hurricane in Florida, 1978. She was rescued by a couple of people named Chuck and Lou Ann Best. They started just being silly, trying to teach a squirrel the water ski, and it friggin' worked. And I guess they've had success ever since. They say here, not only is it just a lot of laughs to watch a terrified squirrel water ski, they say Twiggy emphasizes the importance of water safety because even she wears her own little tiny squirrel-sized life jacket for every performance.
That's so cute.
It is.
It's a fun and educational experience for all ages. Twiggy, the water skiing squirrel. If you find yourself, unfortunately, in Bloomington, there's something to see this weekend. I was very excited to read that.
Yeah, talk about an absolute legend.
That is just great that show's still tour.
Anybody going to go?
No, hell no.
Nah.
No.
Again, you heard what I said about Bloomington. And Ashley, she saw it last year. How about that? I wonder what this Chuck and Lou Ann Best were doing for a living in 1978 when the first Twiggy sat its little self down on water skis and they found out, well, Christ, this can happen. 78, 88, 40, whatever, nearly 40 years. I can't do the arithmetic.
45.
This has been their living. I assume this has been their. Maybe they keep their real day jobs, but that's crazy. Well, there's a naked bicycle ride this weekend in Toronto, Ontario.
Yeah, I bet that's nothing you want to see.
Nope, never.
Kind of like
is.
all the naked things. We've talked about that a lot on the show, where when anytime it's nude, whatever, there's not going to be any nude things you're going to want to take a look at.
To be a Canadian bicycle steep this weekend.
I don't think I could physically go through with that. Ride a bicycle while naked.
Your e-bike, I bet you could handle.
It would just destroy everything. And
Yeah.
without my gear supported by a set of drawers, I don't think that I could. I think 4 or 5 pedals and I'd be in excruciating pain.
You need a dick stand. That's what you need to do. Keep that thing up and at 'em.
So there's a naked bicycle ride party this weekend in Toronto, Ontario.
By the way, that's why people were glad I was gone.
The
Jokes like that.
Yeah, oh yeah. So this goes on tomorrow. It's the 20th anniversary of this. But here's the thing. Some folks, just because, well, let's be honest. If you sign up for a naked bike ride, a naked marathon, a naked, I don't know. What else do they do?
Naked subway rides. And
Naked concert parties, what do they call it? Naked concert festivals. Let's be honest, the majority of people just want to be able to expose themselves in public without getting in trouble. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. If you do it on a regular Wednesday, you're going to jail. If you do it during an organized event, they'll let it slide. So let's cut to the chase on that. Don't tell me, I know in the long run the event is some kind of a protest against pollution and bicycle safety. Look, I'm not a 7-year-old. I know why a lot of yous are going. It's so you want to expose yourself in public without getting in trouble. Here's a problem. Some folks because they want to expose themselves in public and not get in trouble. They're coming to Toronto, and they don't even own a stinking bicycle. They're going to rent one.
Oh, no.
Oh. Somebody has to clean those, I bet.
So the folks who rent bicycles in Toronto are saying, look, fair enough. Go ahead, get naked, come rent one of our bicycles. We need to make a living too. But wipe down the seat when you're done.
Oh, that seems like the polite thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, someone like Dude Wipes should sponsor this.
Totally.
Get their name out there a little more.
It's a great idea. Yeah, these photos are not flattering from last year.
Mostly no.
Have you, now you're looking at the pictures of last year's naked bicycle ride in Toronto, have you, at this point, after 35, 45 seconds, have you seen a woman yet?
Yes, I have.
Oh, really?
But is she under the age?
I'm sorry, is she a naked woman?
They kind of blurred everything out for these photos. But it really doesn't look like there's very many ladies under the age of 60.
No. No.
You're right, though. It's the majority of these people are... these people. I didn't mean to sound like that. The people
Is
that
that
are
the way I came off?
No, I don't think so at
okay.
all. The majority of the people that... okay, maybe not the majority, but there's definitely uncomfortable amount of people there that just want to expose themselves. It kind of reminds me, like, did you guys have this too in high school? There'd be a walkout protesting something.
Never once.
No,
you guys never had that?
No.
No, I did.
We heard about them.
Yeah, so we had a couple of them, and it would be like, yeah, I'm out of here. I can't believe what are we doing? What's this for?
Yeah.
It's
Right.
the same thing. Well, all of a sudden, that was my cause just to get out of class.
There was nothing that happened at my high school that would lead to a walkout.
Yeah, we had a few of them, and I couldn't even tell you what they were for, but I was all about it at the time, whatever it was.
That was the biggest cause you've ever been associated
Heck
with.
yeah.
You're so
Of course,
passionate.
Yeah. Any reason just to walk out of class.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, be a sweetie and wipe the Seatie, they're saying, up there in Toronto if you're showing up to rent a bicycle for the naked bike ride.
Just rent a fire truck, get all the bikes that were rented and just wash them off.
Just hose them down.
Yeah.
CFH bass player Jesus brings up a good point. Like, what would a guy with hemorrhoids do on a naked bicycle ride? Yeah, he'd be standing.
Yeah.
He's the guy standing the whole time.
That just caused me to wince when you said that.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
He's the guy, hey, I got hemorrhoids. Can I ride in your pegs? I can't sit down.
Oh, that would be even worse.
Ride on the what?
That dude's getting a peg.
The peg's on the bike, you know.
You know, so he's on the back of and holding your
Oh,
shoulder.
Waffle, do you realize what you just said?
Yeah.
I do. And
What did he just say?
what?
Josh just said, do you
The
realize?
dude's getting a peg.
You said getting a peg.
Yeah.
Talking about a guy with hemorrhoids
Yeah.
getting a peg.
Yeah.
Oh. See, we're all over the place here. I don't know what's happening.
Is
Wipe
that what it's
down-
called, getting a peg?
That's what we called it.
When you stood on the pegs behind the bicycle rider,
That was
you called it getting a... No, you
Yes. Yes, we did.
we called it a bump.
Yeah, we
Getting a
called
bump.
Oh.
didn't. Wipe down the seats and the handlebars when you're done, they say. Please get dressed after the ride is over. Also, the event organizers are telling the naked bicyclists, please get dressed after the ride. We don't want issues with the police. Yeah, some folks will think, the party's never going to end.
Yeah, you can't just get off your bike and stroll down to
No.
the local bar or swing into Chipotle or anything.
Go over to Arby's.
Hey, I just got finished with the bike. Can I get some roast beefs?
I'll tell you what. It sounds kind of gross. The whole thing sounds kind of gross. And this weekend, one more note on this weekend. Oh, damn. Can you believe it? As hard as we laughed when we first announced that Metallica show, because we announced it 7.5 years ago.
Yeah, I remember that day, I think.
Yeah, Ashley couldn't even drink yet. She was like 18.
We laughed our nuts off. Why are we...
That was pretty... We thought it was a typo.
Now it's only, what is it now, June? Now it's only a little over 2 months away.
It's crazy.
Metallica playing at, where is it?
U.S. Bank
US
Stadium.
Bank.
The new Metrodome. August 18th. This weekend, listen to 93X. We're pulling off one of those hear a pair, win a pair gimmicks. Listen all weekend when you hear back-to-back Metallica songs. Text the keyword. They'll dump one of those on you. Text the keyword to 651-989-9393 to get a chance at winning tickets to the show. August 18th, one grand prize winner will be upgraded to field tickets and take home the entire Metallica catalog on CD. I love it.
Wow,
that's
CDs. Great.
That's how I listen to the majority of my music still to this day, on the old compact disc.
Back-to-back Metallica. I remember working weekends. Like when we do something like that, that was awesome because you got plenty of time to potty. You know, it's like, wait, 2 7-minute songs in a row? Nice.
Hell yeah. And plus, you knew, at least for the next 14 minutes, I'm not going to be playing Bush or whatever crap we used
complain.
to. Yeah. So there you go. Lots going on this weekend. You're a terrific crowd. It's Friday. We'll get through it together. I think Brad Ryder's still going to swing by later at 7:30, even though Randy Shaver's on vacation. Awesome. We're going to get her done, I'm telling you. And Cubby's back.
I missed you guys. I missed you big
We
time.
missed you.
Cubby is friggin' back.
Thank you for the text. I miss everybody.
Although you don't look so good right now.
I don't feel so good. But my voice is back. So.
No, we'll see how things go. We'll see if he's with us when we come back on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Are you ready to beat the heat this summer? Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is here to help you say goodbye to sweltering heat and hello to ultimate comfort. Ashley, what specials do they have going on this month?
It is fun, sun, and savings time at Standard Heating and Air with incredible savings on AC units, heat pumps, and combo deals this month to ensure your air quality is up to snuff this summer. Go to standardheating.com for more info or to schedule your appointment today.
America starts the day with America in the Morning.
Report by the State Department released late Monday.
Hi, I'm John Trout, your host for the latest news, politics, entertainment, business, and weather.
With yet another formidable storm developing over the central and southern
Our staff of correspondents provide a fast-paced look at the world with specialized reports from where news happens.
Consumer sentiment took a little dip last month, according to the University of Michigan.
Concise, accurate, and fresh each day.
America in the Morning, the podcast, available wherever you listen.
Stupid news on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
I see how we are. I do. It's early. It's 93X Rock. Josh is back in studio. The poor prick was so sick he couldn't talk for a couple of days, and I can't remember now, Josh. Did you tell us this on or off there? Your doctor did say it would be best if you did not speak for several days. He took into consideration your profession, your career, your occupation. Right? He said it'd be best if you didn't say jack squat for 4 or 5 days, but you said, look, I got to make a living.
Yeah, I just said, I don't want to leave my coworkers hanging here. And he shot me up full of roids. And I was actually wondering, just to get me back, so I can't talk outside of here, right? So I was wondering if there's anything you guys think I should do while I'm on roids, like take advantage of the fact that I'm all roided up right now. I haven't freaked out on anybody yet.
Crush a watermelon with your thighs. That'd be cool.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, I wonder if I have any superpowers.
Yeah, do we got any phone books you can rip in half?
Maybe, does anybody want to fight?
I was going to suggest maybe bare knuckle boxing.
Something like that, sure. I haven't got the temper yet. I was kind of hoping that I'd flip out.
Yeah, the day's young.
But it's only 2 days in.
It might happen. So you were informed, you were advised not to speak. But, you got to do what you got to do. You got to go to work. Got a text message from Cater Jesus, who said, let me get this straight. Doctor's orders, don't speak for several days. Josh, please spit in my girlfriend's mouth.
Oh, dang it, that text message almost killed Josh again.
I have a very weak voice. I can't handle that.
That's fun. All right, today's Stupid News Report. We'll start off here with a funny video. I like to watch a funny video now and then.
That's what the internet should be for, exclusively.
Yeah. This one here has been making the round and rounds the last couple of days. But just in case you didn't know, Giraffe at one of those silly drive-through safari parks thought about eating a little human baby, but it changed its giraffe mind and it spit the baby out. The little baby was damn near snatched smooth out the bed of a pickup while the baby's parents were driving with the baby through the park.
Bailey was holding the bag like this, and the giraffe went to get the bag, not get her, but ended up getting her shirt too and picking her up.
Is that the old man?
Yeah.
Summer's in Texas, so mom and baby are in the bed of the pickup, dad's driving. That's what it looked like to me. If and you drive through this here park, you are allowed to feed the giraffes by hand, through your car window or whatever the situation may be. Giraffes get that special treatment, it says here, because they can't really bite humans. Says here, the majority of their giant chicklets are located at the back of their yappers.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean, mm-hmm?
I fed one once with my mouth. I was at the Como Zoo doing working with Wapple.
You fed a giraffe with your mouth?
Yeah.
You Lady and the Tramp a giraffe?
Yeah, I had a piece of romaine lettuce, and then all of a sudden the giraffe came up and he ate it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they have giant tongues.
They do. The summer I worked at the Minnesota Zoo, we had giraffes there. We, as if I had anything to do with it. The zoo had giraffes there. And I got to feed them. It was a lot of fun. They stick that tongue on, they just grab.
Their teeth are in the back of their yaps, and it says here, plus, giraffes are a docile crowd for the most part. You didn't have any of them turn on you, did you, Dana?
No, thankfully they were friendly.
They seem pretty chill.
Mm-hmm.
But the giraffes can grab with the front of their mouths, and that's what happened with the damn baby. The little peckerhead kid was momentarily lifted from her mama's arms before the giraffe dropped it back into the vehicle.
I was shocked. I didn't know they had that much power. That's a lot of power lifting that kid up like that.
Really?
To me, it's kind of surprising.
It's only like a 3-4 pound baby.
They're way more than that. A 3-4 pound baby's in some trouble.
That took me a second.
True that.
I'm confused. What were you surprised by?
How powerful the mouth was of the giraffe, that it was able to lift that thing.
But it's just a little baby.
If you have a 3-4 pound baby, that baby's going to be in the ICU for a while.
I'm totally lost.
Well, like, for example, my sister was the biggest baby of the three of us. She was like 15 pounds when she came out.
Okay.
Right? So, I mean, it's already 15 pounds as a infant fresh out the chute.
Oh, I don't know these things.
I've learned that now.
So you're saying that, how much do you estimate that little baby weighed?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Well, can't you give me a ballpark? Because
somewhere under 100 pounds.
So I was being ridiculous when I assumed a baby to be 3 or 4 pounds?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm not going to say ridiculous.
Okay.
That sounds mean.
I apologize. I know nothing.
Inaccurate.
Yeah, I know nothing about babies.
My Chipotle burrito can get up to 3 to 4 pounds.
You probably pooped out more than that.
I probably have. But a giraffe has that big, long, powerful neck. I would imagine, couldn't a giraffe just pick an adult up by their shirt collar?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
All right.
The way I've seen those things fight, I would assume so.
Well, now you've seen them fight?
Dude, you've never seen giraffe
kissed
fights?
one?
You have to watch these videos.
Yeah,
Nick.
it's online.
on videos. I thought you were talking about when you were at the zoo that day.
They neck each other.
Nuts.
No. I've seen giraffes fight on video. I thought you were referencing in person.
Yeah, they just get up next to each other, and then all of a sudden they just take turns and they just whack each other with their head.
Yeah.
It's
Whack.
insane.
I love it.
It's like it's
brutal.
It's something.
Alpacas fight the same way. Those are funny too.
That is as lost as I've been in a long time on the radio. I had no idea what we were doing. But I apologize. I just don't know Dick Tracy about little babies at all.
And wasn't she a toddler, not a baby?
I don't know.
Yeah, I thought she was like 2 or 3 or something like that.
Apparently,
2 years old.
Like you heard the old man say in the audio, the little baby was holding a bag filled with some kind of pellets that visitors can use to feed the animals. And when the giraffe went for the pellets, it also grabbed the baby. When the mother yelled, "Hey!" the giraffe let go.
Oh, my bad.
Usually, 2-year-old baby's about 26 pounds.
All right, come on. A 2-year-old human baby is 26 pounds on average.
Yeah. 26 to about 29.
I wouldn't have been able to tell you that if you gave me 100 guesses.
Really?
I find that adorable.
Yeah, me too.
I thought a 2-3-year-old kid was like a 4 or 5 pounder. This is. I've gone from just very slightly embarrassed to now really intrigued by all this. 26 pounds?
Yeah.
That sounds massive to me.
26 to 29.
So you guys aren't playing with me?
No.
Balls Mahoney.
You know, I kind of have a new fear unlocked. I'm kind of scared of animals that fight with their head now. You know, like a ram.
Hammerhead
giraffe.
shark?
Yeah. Why are you doing that?
I always thought that
doesn't make sense.
I always thought
They don't have any other weapons available, right?
Yeah, it's, as far as I know, there's a long waiting period for animals. I always thought like the headbutt. Did you think the headbutt's kind of like a sucker punch in a fight?
That's a very good question.
Yeah, because it does kind of come out of nowhere and you're not really expecting it.
I mean, if it's
That's a very good question. Is a headbutt like a sucker punch? No.
If your life is in danger, you know, you need it. Or is that just something like, hey, that's part of fighting?
If you're squared up with each other, I think a sucker punch, or I think a headbutt is fair game.
Yeah, I think so too.
I am going to, now that I've thought about it, I'm gonna go along with what Dana said. It's part, and what you said, Josh. You should be, if you're going to get in a friggin' fist fight, maybe you should be aware. It's part of the game.
Part of the game? Okay.
A sucker punch is not a... Can a sucker punch be awesome and hilarious? Absolutely. But it shouldn't be part of the game. In a headbutt situation, you're eye to eye. You ought to be prepared for anything. Yes, Wapple.
I was going to say, what if they're kind of squared up, but they're still going back and forth, you know, bickering at each other, and then someone dumps a
When you're squared up, you're squared up, son.
Okay. Never been in a fight,
right?
So I don't know.
You've never been in a...
You've never really been in a fight?
Yeah, never been.
Today's the day.
Yeah, I'm on roids. Let's go. This is my only opportunity.
Let's get you guys on the parking lot.
In closing, the giraffe was darted in its neck by a long-range lethal tranquilizer rifle, and it died instantly.
Oh, no.
Poor giraffe.
Giraffe knew what it did. He deserved it.
And by the way, this little baby, this little 1.5 to 2 pound 2-year-old baby, ruined the fun for everybody. The rules at the safari park have now been changed. It used to be that you could ride in an open truck bed as long as an adult was riding with any children, right? Mm-hmm. Have some good times. You and your bros in the truck bed. Now, everyone's required to stay inside their vehicle with the doors closed. Thanks, stupid baby.
4-year-old, or that 4-pound kid ruined it for everybody.
That's great. I'm going to tell my friends this weekend, or I'm going to ask them. I want to say, do you guys know how much a baby weighs?
This text says on the topic of headbutting, a fight is a fight. Anything goes. You want a fair fight? Join the UFC.
I hear you. All right. Maybe I'll learn something in this next story.
I hope so. It's kind of fun.
That the average 52-year-old should know by now. That's great. I'll remember that one for a long time. This is a little different. I think it's fair to call this here next story a little different. A lady got herself arrested. She called the cops on herself. And this was after she stole a car from a dealership. She called the cops on herself. That is different. I remember playing high school hockey as a 10th grader. My teammate, Big Phil. God dang. Me and Big Phil, we go back, man. I don't see the sumbitch anymore because he moved to Champlin like an idiot. It's just stupid. Anyway, Big Phil and I were on a line together, and I've never heard of this in any sport. At one point or another, Big Phil turns to our head coach and he says, "Coach, you better bench me. I'm a little out of control out there. I fear I'm going to lose my temper, so you better bench me." And the coach said, "Okay."
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, he benched himself. Could not. Hey, look, I don't know.
He's responsible.
Anything could happen out there. You better sit me down. All right. So a gal got arrested. She called the cops on herself. She stole a car from a dealership. She goes by the name of Christy Turman. She's 37. But, Josh, I think you'd agree that she looks much older, I'm guessing because of a crippling drinking or drug problem.
Yeah, I was going to mention for 37, she's looking really, really rough. She must have some stuff going on.
Oh.
Boy.
Let's see if he can make sense of this. When she called the police on herself, she told them, by informing them of what she had done, stolen a car, she told the cops that by informing them of what she had done, it then, quote, made it legal.
No. That's not how that works.
What if it was? That'd be kind of cool.
I was thinking about that for a second.
I'd be walking out of Best Buy with an 85-inch TV.
Yeah.
Cops on the phone.
You just call the cops. I just stabbed my cousin to death. Oh, damn, we didn't catch you in the act, so I guess it's legal.
And you did call us.
Yeah, you called us. Fair enough.
Rules are rules.
Yeah, sorry about your cousin. This gal was all different levels of mental. Says here she told the cops that she was undergoing black operatives training. And stealing the car was part of her black ops training. Anyone here on the show ever gone through that? Have you gone through black ops training?
Not yet.
I was just going to say, I've never done it, so that could be part of it for all I know.
She's no stranger to the back of a squad car. She has a history of charges like, say, petty theft, robbery, aggravated battery, munging.
Oh, no.
No.
That is terrible. Don't look it up.
Double munging.
Oh, no.
She was once charged with double munging.
That's twice as bad as regular munging.
That's got to be a first. Seriously, don't look up munging. If you don't know what it is, you're living a good life right now.
Don't do it.
You will never be happy again.
It's one of those things where you think, well, can't get any worse. Oh, my God. And it continues to get worse.
It does. Cubby's right.
The soul left my body the day on this show, I looked up what munging was.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
We taught you that?
Yeah, you guys taught me it a couple years ago.
You know what? Nick, all he had to learn was how much babies weigh when they're born. You had to learn about munging. You got it way worse.
Those two are not the same.
Yeah.
I had it easy.
Yeah, he had it real easy.
By comparison. Yeah, the cops get to meet so many interesting people. They do. Here's a fresh one for you from a place called Columbia County, Georgia. A lady was arrested last Sunday. She was repeatedly calling 911 for non-emergency issues. She's one of those. 54 is how you say it. Year-old woman. She'd been calling 911 with more and more frequency over the last few months. She just can't get enough. Now, here are some of the fun moments that the lady provided for the local cops down there in Columbia County, Georgia. Over the last month or so, here's some of the fun that the lady provided with her ridiculous 911 calls. She called 911 around 1 a.m. saying that she had a raccoon on her front porch and she wanted a cop to come over and tase it.
Oh, my God.
Very specific.
That would look ridiculous.
Stop by and tase a raccoon, she said. Okay.
I picture it like a cartoon where it's, kind of shaking and then you just see a skeleton.
Yeah.
See right through it.
You see its skeleton through its flesh, and then when it's all over with, its hair is sticking straight up.
It's steaming.
And
It's smoldering.
It walks away smoldering. She then called back an hour later asking to have a cop come to her house because she needed to be escorted to her dumpster. Now, maybe she was afraid that the raccoon that she snitched on earlier would be laying in wait to fight her to the death or something. I don't know why she needed to be escorted to her dumpster. That same day, she calls them again, and she said she needed a cop to Google the business hours of 3 different restaurants because she hungry. One day she called 911 and hung up. Cops tried calling her back. She never answered the phone. Then 12 seconds later, she called again and didn't say a word.
Creepy.
It goes on and on from here. She called once and said she needed help, but when the ambulance showed up, she wouldn't answer her door. This is my favorite one. She tried to fake a seizure for the cops one night when she called them over to her house.
What is she doing?
She called the cops. Come over. They went over there. She faked a seizure. You'll like this. The cop said, "You're not having a real seizure. You're faking it." And the lady said, "Yes, I know. But sometimes when I fake a seizure, it turns into a real seizure."
Crazy.
That's her trigger.
Yeah, that's what sets her off.
It was like watching a bad acting class or something, right? The cops finally had enough of this song and dance, so they got her locked up now. They got her locked up.
Yeah, she probably should be. She could use a talking to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some of you just went ahead and looked up munging.
Don't do that. Why don't people listen?
It'll ruin a weekend.
I get it. Somebody tells you not to do something, the first thing you want to do is do it. But I wish I listened. I was warned, don't look it up, and I still looked it up.
Yeah,
and it really continues to get worse and worse and worse and worse.
Every word of it.
All right. This is a hell of a deal. Very interesting. I don't think it's the first time I've heard something like this. Well, I'll let you in on it. And then we can get back to where I think I heard this type of story first. We're talking about a restaurant with age restrictions. Women's must be at least 30 years old and men must be 35 to walk in the door.
That's pretty old for, I don't mean in general, I just mean for something like this. Usually you'd hear maybe mid-20s.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Women's?
Or 21.
Yeah. Women's got to be 30, men got to be 35 just to walk in the door. There will be someone at the door carding you if you look younger than 30 or 35. This is Summers in Missouri. Bliss Restaurant is the name of the joint. Bliss Restaurant. Bliss Restaurant is the name. Keeping you young people with your cell phones and your Tinder dates out on the sidewalk is their game. The assistant manager, a gal called Erica Rhodes. We've got all kinds of wrestling references here. Bliss, Rhodes. Mm-hmm. Erica Rhodes said the restaurant is just something for the older people. Come have a happy hour. Come get something or another to eat. And you don't have to worry about some of the young folks who bring all of that drama.
Me and the riffraff I bring around.
Yeah, you're not allowed in, Ashley.
Well, you are very dramatic. Social media dorks are going back and forth on this. Young people are butthurt. The owner, Old Marv Payne, is the guy's name. He said, "We're excited to offer a new venue for the older crowd. I'm not worried about the backlash from the age restrictions." It's hilarious.
So Wapple and Ashley, you guys would be out.
Yeah. I'm totally cool with it.
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah, it's one place.
Hell, if you think you're cool with it, ask some of the older folks.
Go back to Chuck E. Cheese where you belong.
Yeah. I know where I won't be having a Coors Light gig next year.
Friggin' punks. I remember now, Josh, it was a while back. There was a restaurant, Summers, if you recall, that was Summers, that didn't allow little kids.
Yeah, it was no kids, which is somewhat more common.
See, that makes more sense.
No, it doesn't. I like keeping you friggin' millennials out.
Well, just
F you millennials.
You don't want to have kids screaming, trying to figure out what they want to eat, a different menu for
That
kids.
sounds like a 30 and a 35-year-old to me. Screaming, not knowing what they want to order.
I want chicken tenders.
You just described you and Ashley.
Son of a.
You're too loud, and you never know what the hell you're going to order. But, I've been saying it for years. I think that live sporting events should be 18 plus.
At least one section. I think we've talked about that, too. There should be an 18-plus section somewhere.
No, the whole friggin' place. It's so kid-oriented at a ball game now. It makes me sick.
At baseball especially.
Let's have some fun. Let's have some dancing girls. Let's have some drugs and alcohol.
Be able to smoke cigarettes in the stands.
Yeah, I'm tired of the kid theme. Everything is kid-themed now. We adults used to run the show. We used to. We don't anymore.
Once upon a time.
Now we all tiptoe around the kids. Oh, God. Oh, no. It's wrong. All right. You know who else lucky law enforcement officers get to meet on a damn near daily basis? They get to meet, it says right here, Josh, the type of people who beat the living piss out of a church with a sledgehammer.
Oh, nice.
Here's a dude who did just that. He did just that. He got arrested. Timothy Bourneman is the guy's name. He's only 24. You see what I'm saying? Timothy Bourneman, he's only 24. Before breaking into the church, he went into a shed, fetched a sledgehammer. He then used the sledgehammer to break the church's front door smooth down, and then he, according to the cops, damaged everything in sight. Now, you know, a while back, I made a vow to never again mention a certain state in any stupid news report from now on until the end of my life. So many dumbass stories came out of that state that I just couldn't stand to mention it anymore. I was making myself ill by just constantly mentioning the state. But I have to go ahead just this one time because the details here demand it. It's very timely also when you consider what's going on in Florida right now. I had to say it. I have to just this one time.
I almost screwed that up yesterday or the day before. We were talking one news story in the stupid news, and I'm like, oh, man, it's no surprise this. I was thinking in my head, no surprise this happened, and I stopped myself. I'm like, no, do not vocalize that.
Well, no, you can say it all you want.
Okay.
Nick just said he's not.
Yeah, it's a personal thing. It's a personal journey that I'm on.
Oh, damn it.
I'm just not interested. I can't say. But I had to this time when you consider what's going on in Florida right now. So derelict is beating a church to death with a sledgehammer. When cops arrived at the church, at the church, they found Bourneman in the church parking lot. Are you ready for this? Holding the damn Stanley Cup over his head like he's about to take the traditional victory lap around the damn rink. And he's yelling and cussing at everyone in the neighborhood. Bourneman told the cops as he's holding Lord Stanley's cup above his head, he says, I'm going to F you up. He tried to ring one of the cops in the skull with the oldest trophy in professional sports. He missed the cop's noggin but hit him in the shoulder. Then he tried to run like hell, and they lit him up with the taser. He caused over $10,000 worth of damage. Nobody knows how he got his hands on the Stanley Cup. Like I said, one of the most heralded trophies in all of professional sport. No one also knows if the cops will be able to get it cleaned up in time for it to be awarded to this year's winner of the final series, which begins tomorrow night.
Not that Stanley Cup.
Different one.
Yeah, it's a different Stanley Cup. But this
there's only one.
You'll go to the penalty box.
There's only one
if you do
cup.
something like this. No. It's a Stanley Cup.
Yeah. I was waiting on the text messages. I was waiting.
I knew where you were going.
I was waiting to see how many people would not be able to buy my sarcasm or think I was dumb enough to believe there's only one going around and a meth head in Florida got his hands on it somehow. There's no way the cops saw that coming.
You can't expect something like that.
No. He's got the sumbitch over his head. He's going to kiss it a few times.
Danny, you need to start respecting Nick's journey.
I do.
It's not your journey. That's his journey. You can't just join the guy.
I agree. Thank you, Josh. All right, we got to get out of here. We're done at 7, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
We got to. Here's a guy who blew a Toyota SUV sky high. He just blew it up real good in Los Angeles, California. Word is the dumb bastard tried to light a cigarette in the vehicle, and he had a couple of propane canisters in the back. And
Smart.
that thing popped like a zit on prom night.
It was so loud. Here's audio of it exploding.
Sound like something out of a video game or a movie.
Yeah.
And the son of a bitch walked away.
That's incredible. That's bad. And I saw some of the cops were like, we have no idea how he survived this. No clue. People heard it blocks away.
Yeah. He's just, let me fire up a heater here real quick. Man, it's been a long friggin' day. Ba-ba! That'll part your hair for you.
You can hear it like shaking.
He's just standing there with a broken cigarette in his mouth, covered in soot.
What do you think he'll cut down on, cigarettes or propane tanks?
Propane.
Yeah, propane.
For sure.
They only picked up, the dude only picked up what they call here minor injuries. Pieces of the vehicle flew in every direction. Part of this Toyota ended up in a tree. And like Josh said, the sound could be heard for blocks. It scared the piss out of a few people. But god dang, son, what the hell is wrong with you?
I mean, most people know that, right?
I think
pretty
so.
common.
Or at least that's what I thought. Clearly not.
Just kablooey. That's effing fun. That's a lot of good times.
Sports on the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
So this was my view late at Wrigley. It's pouring down rain, no break in the forecast. And my sarcasm got the best of me because you can see Reynolds Wrap is the sponsor of the tarp. If they play this game, I will wrap my entire body in Reynolds Wrap for my next TV hit. After a 3-hour and 20-minute delay, they played the game in the pouring rain. So here I am 4 days later, foiled by my own tweet. I am a man of my word. Somebody tag awful announcing. And thanks, producer Kiera and Issa, you killed it. The outfit's amazing. I mean, look at this. I'm the Tin Man.
That's a wacky weatherman gimmick there. Was that in Chicago?
Cincinnati, wasn't it?
Cincinnati? It's one of the two. Weatherman promised something or another, and if he was wrong, he would wear a tinfoil suit live on television.
He looked great. That was they did an awesome job on that.
Glad he shouted the producers that helped him get that going, because that did look really good.
I bet that was uncomfortable. All right, check him out on our website.
Yep.
The weatherman who dressed up in a tinfoil suit.
It's kind of funny. You can, when he's talking, you can hear the tinfoil. You know what to listen for.
We got some tough sumbitches in our audience, man. Tough.
No doubt.
Here's a text that says, I went out with the boys last night. Got 45 minutes sleep. Shaved, showered, dressed, made it to work in 36 minutes. The listener says, I'm 44 years old, and I still got it.
Yeah, you do.
Keeping the dream alive. I love that.
Twins, Yankees. This bit is just tired as hell. Tired. Twins and Pirates this weekend. Twins and Pirates. I don't even really feel like getting into.
Let's skip it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
NBA Final Game 1 last night. Hilarious.
That's good. So awesome.
Friggin' hilarious.
Holy crap.
God, that felt good, didn't it?
It did.
I needed that this week.
Especially there was a sequence in there somewhere where, what's his name again? The chubby kid who's perfect in every way if you ask him. Doncic. He kind of, put up a brick, and then he played no defense, and then he coughed the ball up out of bounds, and then he again played no defense, and then he's dribbling up court, and the member of the Celtics stole it from him and dunked it. It was, the friggin' wife was sitting there on the couch with me, and she was playing with her cell phone, and I said, you're missing this. This is incredible. Doncic is a jackass. At least for a few minutes there, he was a jackass. Celtics crushed him. Brad Ryder's going to be here. Randy Shaver on vacation. He's in Las Vegas. So don't be expecting to hear Randy's voice this morning. But Brad, he's dedicated.
He is.
Member of the program. Brad will be joining us in about a half hour. And we will get in. I will talk about the Twins a little later. We'll get into more specifics on the basketball game. Stanley Cup final. Game 1 is tomorrow night. All that kind of thing. But stay tuned. Josh's News is coming up next.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Are you ready to beat the heat this summer? Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is here to help you say goodbye to sweltering heat and hello to ultimate comfort. Ashley, what specials do they have going on this month?
It is fun, sun, and savings time at Standard Heating and Air with incredible savings on AC units, heat pumps, and combo deals this month to ensure your air quality is up to snuff this summer. Go to standardheating.com for more info or to schedule your appointment today.
Hey guys, welcome to the Candy Valentino Show. I'm Candy Valentino. I was a founder before I could legally order a drink, and for more than 2.5 decades, I've built, scaled, acquired, and exited multiple businesses in diverse industries. Now my goal is to help you by sharing the knowledge that I've learned, the mistakes that I've made, and the wisdom that I've developed over my journey. Bi-weekly episodes every Monday and Thursday.
The Candy Valentino Show, wherever you listen.
Half-assed morning show. 93X.
I had a coworker call me and she's like, "You're on the news."
A Texas elementary school teacher was on the news for the wrong reasons. She was under investigation for filming sexually explicit videos of herself inside her classroom. The woman was a music teacher at Gray Elementary in Fort Bend County near Houston. She resigned in February for undisclosed reasons. However, the school district claims it wasn't aware of the shocking videos until Wednesday, when the censored videos of the teacher wearing her school ID in the clips began to surface online. The teacher can be seen flashing her bare breasts, and buttocks, apologies again, to a camera in one video that appears to be from inside the classroom. Another clip shows her stripping down in a school bathroom.
We got a teacher in the classroom on school hours, stripping down butt naked, bending over, and showing everything on the video, and all you could see was cellulite hanging in pubic hair. This woman obviously had lost her damn mind. She needs psychotropic medication. She pulls out her breasts, and she's juggling them. Then she bends over and pulls down her panties, spreads her cheeks. I'm not lying, I'm telling you what's on the video. This is madness. If she would do this in the classroom, what else will she do?
Yes, yes. What else will she do?
What in the world is that?
That dude was trying way, way too hard.
He definitely wanted to get on the news, and
He's
he did.
been waiting on that for years.
The teacher claims she only shared the videos with her ex-boyfriend, with whom she just had a nasty breakup.
I've never sent this out to thousands of men. Like, I'm not that type of person. This was just a relationship, a private matter, and he released it. It was a poor judgment on my part. I would never do it again.
She's filed a police report for possible revenge porn.
Oh, that's crappy.
Yeah, I sure hope that's not the case.
What's her name? What's her name?
I don't think I included it here. I took it out.
Name!
The man wants a name, Josh.
Don't worry about it, Cubby. You're not feeling that great.
Yeah, a little trouble. Yeah. A Massachusetts crossing guard was arrested for whacking a mother and her 12-year-old daughter with his stop sign, and that was just the beginning. 68-year-old Luis Chavez launched his rage-fueled attack around 7:30 a.m. Monday outside Taunton High School when the mother stopped her car in the intersection because she had to sneeze. The irate crossing guard shouted at the woman to move her car, then ran to the vehicle and put the stop sign through the passenger window and started swinging it all around, calling her names, and then carelessly swinging to the point where he hit the mother's child in the arm with his sign. After the woman watched her daughter get hit, she quickly got out of her vehicle, which was a mistake because his alleged vicious attack only escalated.
Resulted in her being outside of her vehicle and kicked by him while she was on the ground and dragged by him.
While she was on the ground, she was dragged and kicked repeatedly by the school safety employee. Taunton High School, about 35 miles outside of Boston, immediately fired Chavez for his violent outburst. But his tirade didn't end there. While leaving court the same day, the now fired crossing guard confronted one TV news photographer and then swung at another. Seconds later, he was seen throwing tree branches at them as he headed toward the parking lot, where he was arrested again.
This guy runs a little hot.
Yeah, he's got a temper. His son
beating on a lady with a big old stop sign?
Yeah, well, you know the little stop sign flag he's got?
Oh, the flag. Oh, I was picturing one of them big, heavy sumbitches that the city guys drag around the sidewalk.
Ripped it out. Yeah!
Yeah, and then he starts...
Well, not a stop sign that's been moored into the ground. I'm talking about when the road construction guys are hanging out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then he's kicking these photographers, and he's pissed at the media. Chavez's son-in-law said the second assault while leaving court was because he was upset about losing his job and was embarrassed. So that's how you fix that.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, when we were in high school, we pissed off some city worker guy, you know, in our hometown. He was standing there at the scene of a road closed type of a setup, and he's he's got the big, heavy stop sign in his hand, you know?
Yep.
And he flips it over to slow or flips it over to stop, right? And we were just derelict kids, so we kind of pissed him off while we were waiting in traffic. He snapped so badly. You know in the Olympics when they're doing this gimmick? What is this, the hammer throw?
Yeah.
Yep. They kind of circle it over their head before they release it. The city dude did that with that big friggin' stop sign. Launched it at our car, man. It hit the car. He's just got smoke coming out of his ears. And, I mean, I couldn't believe. I give the guy credit. He must have some Iron Sheik type upper body strength to be able to windmill that damn thing above his head before he launched it at us.
That's pretty impressive.
Oh, man. I thought we were dead.
And another story of bad crossing guard behavior. A school crossing guard has been accused of giving Pennsylvania middle school students drugs, even smoking weed with at least one of them. Police in Delaware County arrested 26-year-old Kiera Lee Tuesday after she gave the children e-cigarettes and marijuana edibles. Lee, a crossing guard for Penwood Middle School in Darby, Pennsylvania, was seen on multiple occasions giving drugs and vapes to at least 2 students. She wanted to be the cool crossing guard.
Yeah, of course.
You know, sometimes, Josh, it's maybe better to get it from adults than the kids there. You know, at least they know where it's coming from, right?
Sure.
Right.
Witnesses reported Lee to school officials after one of the students shared they were frequently smoking weed with the crossing guard. She was known to have provided vapes to the juvenile several times, and the student was known to be in possession of marijuana. Law enforcement officials blasted Lee's behavior and actions, saying it was unacceptable for anyone, especially school crossing guards, to be given drugs to minors. While marijuana may not seem like a big deal to some folks in the community, I think we can all agree that crossing guards should not be providing narcotics, even if it is just marijuana to our kids, Chief Joseph Gabe said. Lee was charged with 2 felonies and several misdemeanors.
Yeah, can't give weed to kids.
Well, you could sell them some.
That's not Dana's motto.
No, drugs for kids. Drugs for kids.
It sounds funny to me to have a grown person working as I almost said shopping guard. That's not the word. As a crossing guard.
I feel like a lot of old people do that, especially people that are retired.
What?
Don't have much better to do.
That's what you feel like?
Yeah, I've even seen a couple.
Oh, see, when I was a kid, I mean, not anything I notice anymore, but when I was a kid, we just had the other kids do that.
Yeah, the older kids.
That's what we did in our school, but like my kids' schools, it's adults.
Oh.
Really? Okay. That's I'm not allowed to go near too many grade schools anymore, so I don't know.
Some quick-thinking parents sprang into action when they suspected a bus driver transporting their teens on a graduation trip was impaired and wouldn't stop the vehicle.
I'm freaking out. At this point, I'm freaking out because he's not listening. He's not pulling over.
If something would have happened, I couldn't even forgive myself. I don't know what I would have done.
According to the Highland County Sheriff's Office, 55-year-old Keith Shiflett was driving a 36-passenger Holiday Coach Lines bus en route to Daytona Beach for a high school graduation trip. After the bus left Sebring High School, Shiflett ran 3 red lights and was driving the bus recklessly.
We are on a rented bus with Project Graduation, and there's something wrong with our bus driver, and he's not being responsive, and he's not stopping the bus, and he's ran through.
I'm trying to find
he
you.
ran 3 red lights.
He ran 3 red lights?
There's something wrong with him. He needs to have a sobriety test.
Passengers reportedly yelled for Shiflett to stop the bus, but he didn't. A parent traveling with the group pulled his personal vehicle in front of the bus, eventually bringing it to a stop, but at first it didn't look like it.
When Freddie went in front of the bus, I was not sure that he was going to stop because it seemed like he was just going to plow through.
Oh my God.
What the hell was that?
That was one of the
screaming for their lives?
Yeah.
Terrifying.
Shiflett was arrested for operating a motor vehicle while under the influence.
Oh, lucky he didn't get anybody killed.
Yeah, no doubt. Sounded like it was pretty bad. Pennsylvania police arrested a man for teaching a teen how to drive. How to drive. Here we go.
Come on now.
Problem is, the teen isn't of driving age, and the man was drunk. 911 received a call about a white pickup truck driving into a ditch. The truck then backed up onto the road before running over a sidewalk and hitting several cones. You're a cone. Police found the truck at a stop sign and identified the driver as a 14-year-old boy.
Who the hell are you calling a cone?
Not you. You know, you're a cone. A man in the front passenger seat, identified as 39-year-old Jonathan Storms, told officers he was teaching a family member how to drive. Police said Storms was intoxicated. A ride was called to pick up Storms from the scene, and police told him to leave the truck parked there until he could come back for it in the morning. But about 10 minutes after he left, he returned and tried to get to the vehicle.
Well, why would you do that?
He's a dummy. They gave him another break. They told him call for a ride or walk home. Not one to recognize how many chances he was given to keep himself out of trouble, he walked half a block down the road and then started dancing in the middle of the street, narrowly avoiding getting hit by several drivers. At that point, he was taken into custody for public drunkenness.
Just go home.
They did their
You're
best.
so close, dude.
Yeah, but some of us got to dance.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just can't control it sometimes.
Some of it, when it strikes you, you just got to do it.
A teen girl is accused of kicking and biting police officers right in the dicks.
Oh, no. Right in the dick, huh?
Dicks.
Sporting goods
Dicks.
parking lot?
Yes.
Oh.
Dana.
Do you not listen to what Josh
I said right in the dicks.
Yeah.
As they arrested her and 4 other teen girls for stealing, the girl kicked and bit officers inside a Pennsylvania Dick's sporting goods store. On Saturday, May 18th, police say 5 females appeared to be shoplifting.
Dick's Sporting Goods has store security. They observed 5 females working together, selecting items and concealing them in bags without making any effort to stop at the register to pay for them.
Police confronted the girls as they attempted to leave the store, and that's when the 18-year-old kicked an officer and bit 2 of the officers, breaking skin. She also slipped out of her handcuffs twice before police finally placed her in custody. Then in Florida, a man was arrested over the Memorial Day weekend after he bit a bar manager's finger. 27-year-old Kenneth Davis was taken to jail after a group of friends became unruly when they were told they couldn't bring a dog into the Undertow Beach bar.
You son of a bitch.
That's when deputies said Davis lunged forward and bit the bar manager's finger. The manager defended himself and punched Davis in the face, and a brawl between Davis's group and the bar staff broke out.
The dog should have warned that his owner bites.
The fight was being broken up when law enforcement arrived. The bar manager did not want to file charges.
They should have just put the dog in a trench coat with sunglasses and had it walk on its hind legs. They just thought it was a human.
That's usually how they trick folks, that's for sure. And in related news of biting and dogs, as part of its National Dog Bite Awareness Campaign, the United States Postal Service says dog attacks on its employees rose more than to 5,800 cases in 2023. And Minneapolis had the 15th most incidents of any city. Minneapolis was the only Minnesota city listed among the 30 in the report with a total of 27 attacks. Los Angeles topped the list with 65 incidents, followed by Houston, Chicago, St. Louis, and Cleveland.
Dog bites, huh?
Yeah, they're going. I thought that was just a joke, going after the mailman. I guess not.
Man, when I was a kid, a Brittany Spaniel bit my lips off for me.
Oh, no.
It bit my lips off.
Is that why you had that brief speech impediment?
Yes.
Were you messing with it, or?
Someone else was.
That's not fair.
Bit my friggin' lips off.
A Florida-based fitness influencer distributed nude photos of a woman dating her ex-boyfriend in an attempt to humiliate her.
Oh, sure.
Then tried to sweep the leg of a police officer while resisting arrest. Didn't work. 32-year-old Stephanie Cohen had learned her ex was
You're a Cohen.
Was dating the victim. Me? I'm a Cohen?
You are a Cohen.
Oh, why am I a Cohen?
Because Cohens are adorable, lovable,
that's nice.
reliable.
Ooh, they're very funny.
But susceptible to illness.
Yes, weak immune systems, apparently. Apparently, she gained unauthorized access to her ex-boyfriend's computer, which was left at Cohen's home, by guessing his commonly used passwords, authorities said. Cohen obtained the victim's sexual photos from the man's iCloud account.
Word.
Distributed them to various group chats.
Not word.
That included Cohen, the victim, and several other girls as members. The victim told police Cohen sent the nude photos with the purpose of exposing and humiliating her. Last week, officers spotted Cohen outside her home and informed her she was under arrest. However, she didn't comply. Cohen, who first gained fame as a pro boxer, then attempted to sweep the leg of an officer to destabilize him. It didn't work. I bet that's embarrassing as a professional fighter.
Yeah, I suppose.
After she was handcuffed and placed in a police vehicle, she attempted to unlock the car with her toes. In the process, she broke the door's locking system, police said, but she was ultimately still taken to the station for booking. The back of the car smelled like feet.
Gross.
Since the incident, she's denied the allegations against her.
She denied all this?
Yeah, she didn't do it.
Christ.
A Wisconsin husband shot his wife as she sat in his car outside a beauty salon in downtown Milwaukee on her 60th birthday because he, quote, got tired of being yelled at.
Disturbing is what it was, but it wasn't surprising because he's already totally out of control.
59-year-old Timothy Lewis said his wife and her daughter were yelling at him. He got tired of it, so he took out his gun and just lost it right there, he said. The wife had been on the phone with her daughter in the moments before she was shot. When the daughter heard her mother say to Lewis, "Put that gun away," the daughter yelled, "He has a gun." "It's fake," the mother said. Then he heard Lewis say, "There you go," before the phone went silent.
There you go, he said.
The shooter then walked to a Mercedes and drove off, but was later arrested.
I mean, sucks to be yelled at, get your balls busted all day long, but there's other ways to go about that, isn't there, Josh?
They tell you to walk away, right? Turn the other cheek.
Some less serious
Take
answers.
a breath. Take a few deep breaths. Sure, I've heard that.
Breather, yep. Count to 10, some people say. Police in Colorado say a man's sturdy necklace saved his life by blocking a bullet fired at his neck during an argument. The bullet lodged in the almost half-inch wide silver-colored metal chain in the shooting Tuesday night in Commerce City, a suburb north of Denver. Police were unsure what the necklace was made of, but doubted it was actually silver, which is too soft to withstand a bullet.
SAWFT.
Soft. The victim suffered only a minor puncture wound. The shooter was arrested on attempted homicide charges. They said, hey, you ever don't knock cheap necklaces.
No kidding.
Save this guy's life.
Yeah.
An elderly California man accused of terrorizing his neighbors with a slingshot for nearly a decade died Wednesday of natural causes just days after he was arrested and appeared in court.
Oh, yeah? The guy just dropped dead?
Yeah, he died.
Decades.
81-year-old Prince King was accused of using his slingshot to careen metal ball bearings at his neighbors' homes and vehicles for the past at least 9 years.
And I saw him shoot a slingshot towards our back. So I told my son, and he's like, "No, I think you're misunderstood." And I was like, "No, I saw what I saw."
Police said of the gray-haired menace, he was charged with 5 counts of felony vandalism, 2 counts of misdemeanor vandalism for targeting his neighbor's property with a slingshot, breaking numerous house windows and car windshields with the small hand-powered projectile. During his arrest, police found the slingshot and 10 to 40 ball bearings in his possession.
Did anyone else catch the fact that this guy's name was Prince King?
Prince King, yeah.
That's sweet.
The king is dead.
He has passed on.
He was 79 when he started doing this. It's insane.
That's bad math. It's been at least 10 years.
Well, he's 89.
No,
so
81.
No.
81.
Oh, I thought he was 89. Yeah. Sorry, but yeah, that's too old, bro.
Too old to be playing slingshot games?
He's bored.
I guess so. Yeah, he just natural causes. He just passed away.
I'll be damned.
Will Smith and Martin Lawrence are back for a 4th installment of the action comedy franchise Bad Boys with Ride or Die now in theaters. When their late police captain gets linked to drug cartels, wisecracking Miami cops Mike Lowry and Marcus Burnett embark on a dangerous mission to clear his name. Early viewers said there's a scene in the new Bad Boys movie where Will Smith is repeatedly slapped, a pretty clear nod to his infamous Chris Rock moment.
Heck
There
yeah.
you go.
I'm so excited for that movie.
Yeah, I'm glad they did that.
Lowry.
Dakota Fanning stars in the new supernatural horror The Watchers in theaters this week. Based on A.M. Shine's novel of the same name and directed by Ashana Night Shyamalan, the daughter of M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh, for God's sake.
The Watchers follows a 28-year-old artist who gets stranded in an expansive, untouched forest in Western Ireland. Finding shelter, she unknowingly becomes trapped alongside 3 strangers who are stalked by mysterious creatures every night. And making its streaming premiere on Netflix, Glenn Powell in Hitman. A professor moonlighting as a hitman of sorts for his city police department descends into dangerous, dubious territory when he finds himself attracted to a woman who enlists his services. Happy birthday to the baby-faced destroyer Jesus. Happy 40th to Gary from his better-at-fishing cousin Brad.
Gary.
Your son, Gary. Happy 36th to Beef Queefington Jesus.
Oh, no.
Happy early 37th birthday to Blues Hockey Jesus. Happy 57th to Pancakes by the Lake Jesus, who also, by the way, is 11 years sober. Congratulations.
He is.
Gasman Jesus texted in a shout-out to his smoking hot wife, Connie, for their 44th anniversary. And happy birthday to our most intimidating sales guy, Nick Busalis, who's also one cool dude.
You think he's cool?
I do think he's cool.
The guy's a cone.
He's not a cone.
He is.
Not a cone.
He's anything but a cone.
I'll tell you right now.
He's not a cone. And that's 93X News, cones.
93X's Brad Ryder.
On the Half-Assed Morning Show.
This is now 8 straight wins for Boston in these playoffs. They're 13-2. A great team effort at both ends. The return of Kristaps Porzingis, a huge impact. Doncic at 30. But the Mavericks see their 5-game road playoff winning streak come to an end.
Hello. All right. You forget to turn the mics on over there?
Yeah, I forgot to pot them up.
Whoops. It's just you today, Brad Ryder.
Good morning. That's what I understand.
It's just you, but don't let that add any pressure to the situation because it's pretty much an F-off day. No Randy Shaver. He's in Las Vegas. He's hammered.
Yep. He's probably still hasn't been to bed yet.
No dad fight. Without Randy, we can't have a brawl. And Josh is back.
Oh, good. Josh, how you doing? You feeling better, obviously?
Yeah, definitely feeling better. Thanks, Brad.
Good.
Missed you, buddy.
Yeah.
Missed everybody. I'm on steroids right now.
Dude, he's juiced. We could use you in the Twins lineup, I think.
Cubby's on the gas. He's back from his sickness. It really is something what the kid went through. I think.
Well, I was in studio Monday when you were in, and you did not look or sound very good Monday.
It was not good.
Yeah, unfortunately, it kind of spiraled from there.
I think some kind of funk got on an airplane from Biafra or something and ended up on you. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I just got lucky. Doctor said I got lucky. I got everything all at once.
What you had was, it sounded to me very rare. It's rare that you hear that much wrong with one person at one time.
Yeah, you kind of had the sample platter there, a little bit of everything.
Yeah, that's what the doctor told me. He's like, yeah, here's all the things that can happen. You've got pretty much all of them.
Yeah, we don't see this one very often.
So, it's Friday, no Randy, no dad fight. Josh is back. F today. Today is just an F-off day.
Yeah, it's a summer Friday.
Like I was telling the guys earlier, so Brad, being on steroids now, if I go off on you, it's not me, it's the roids.
Right.
That's all it is.
Yep, I understand.
Oh.
Did they inject him right in your butt?
No, I requested that, but they refused.
Oh, stupid. Hey, you got to find a new doctor.
Here's a recommendation from a listener. They say, should we do Brad fights today?
Oh, good idea.
What's Brad fights?
Now they say
where I fight myself or what?
Well, this is their version. This is their idea. Brad fights. It's like dad fights, except no matter what answer Brad gives, he's wrong.
Nope, Randy got that one.
That sounds kind of fun.
I thought my multiple personalities were going to go against each other or something.
That actually sounds kind of fun. If there's a way we could put that together, let me see if I can find a. Okay. Right here in front of me. Brad Ryder, here's your first question. What does NBA stand for?
I'm trying to think of a clever answer other than NBA.
That is incorrect.
Okay.
Last night's NBA Finals Game 1. It was your typical modern-day NBA game. There was a massive lead in the game.
Yep.
And then a massive comeback to make it somewhat close for a while. It's a game of runs, you know that, Brad Ryder.
Yes, I do.
There was lots of three-point shooting. Not all of it was terribly accurate. And there was awful officiating. So it had everything that you'd expect from today's NBA. In the end, the Boston Celtics more or less curb-stomped the Dallas Mavericks to take a one-game lead in the best-of-7 series. As you might imagine, Brad Ryder, I was laughing my ass off.
Well, yeah, you don't want Dallas to win. The thing that's amazing to me is that the Celtics haven't had Kristaps Porzingis in the lineup the entire playoff run. This entire playoff run, and they've still been dominating people. And he comes back and, not only picks up kind of where he left off and more, but you keep thinking, man, Dallas is not going to win a game in this series. I mean, maybe they will. Maybe they'll win a game or so in Dallas. But you look at last night and the way that they used a guy who they haven't even had again in their rotation the last month or so, and he was, dominating. I just don't see a way the Celtics don't win this series. And, it would have been great for the Timberwolves to get to the NBA Finals, but I don't think it would have been any different had the Wolves been there. Boston has just been so good all year long, and they've flown completely, in my estimation, under the national radar a little bit because, like you've said, people talk about the Lakers and the Warriors and, all this other stuff, and the Knicks and the Celtics.
Love
really
the sarcasm.
The Celtics really just have gone about their business all year. I think they set an NBA record for most games with a 20-point lead or some stat like that. So I just don't see how the Celtics don't win this.
Yeah, those
series.
poor Celtics didn't get any. Those teams from Boston, no media attention whatsoever.
Right. Yeah, I know. It is kind of weird to say that.
They're largely ignored.
I think it's just because the Eastern Conference is kind of garbage compared to the West. So many good teams and storylines in the West. The East is kind of like,
And it's been that way for 25 years. Yeah, it really has. It really has.
They are clearly, I think they're clearly even better than anybody in the West was this year, and I think they're going to show it the next couple of weeks here. Boston
led by 29 points in the first half. Dallas cut that deficit down to 8 in the third quarter, but then Boston went on another 14-0 run to put it away.
Their guards I kind of had this feeling if they would have played the Timberwolves too, their guards can shut down anybody's guards or at least slow them down a little bit, and they showed that last night too.
Kristaps Porzingis, who you were talking about, who hadn't played at all, and now he shows up. I mean, he's a talented kid. Here's a quote from Kristaps Porzingis, however you say his name. He kind of comes off like Stuart Smalley here. He said, "Tonight was affirmation to myself that I'm pretty good." Total Stuart Smalley right there.
Yeah, he did. Well, and he's got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder too because he was in Dallas for a hot minute, like we talked about the other day, and he and Doncic didn't get along, and that wasn't a good mix, and so he may have that working in his favor too.
By the way, who was watching the game last night? Anybody?
I watched a very little bit of it, and then I saw what was going to happen, and I actually switched it over to college softball because I wanted to watch that game. But yeah,
I lost my cool a couple days ago talking about my hatred for Luka Doncic, and part of my tirade was that whenever anything bad or negative happens to Luka or his team, he laughs because it's just so ridiculous. Because I am walking perfection. When I make a mistake, it's obviously funny because it's not supposed to happen. Early in the game, he dribbled the game off his own shin. Dribbled the ball off his own shin. It went out of bounds. What did he do? And I just gripped my beer can even harder than normal. I hate that. It's not funny. What happened? Dallas had just 9 assists on its 35 field goals in the game. That lob play that murdered the Timberwolves, they couldn't get it done last night. They couldn't get it done. Why? That's what I kept asking myself. Why did the Wolves fall for that every time?
Well, they were playing the type of defense that invited that, and Boston, again, I think part of the reason Boston was able to shut some of that down is their guards are so good defensively that they can pressure you in front of the three-point line and not allow penetration into the lane to do that.
Guess I have an answer now, don't I?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch bastard, I forgot. You worked in the game of professional basketball. Kyrie Irving struggled. Game 2 is Sunday. I don't know what's wrong with tonight and tomorrow night.
Right. So stupid.
We'll be done by the 4th of July.
Yeah.
They're probably not doing it Saturday because of the NHL.
Well,
they're not afraid of the NHL.
Actually, the leagues do coordinate that a little bit.
They love to play on Sunday because they feel like they have a captive audience. So I don't even want to get into that.
Neither league wants the TV audience on Friday night during the summer because nobody watches that. This is their thought process. Nobody watches TV on Friday night in the summertime, so they go for other nights.
It's just the never-ending battle to make every red cent possible. Every one of them. All right, we're playing Brad fights today. Here's your next question, Brad. Okay. What sport uses a net, a racket, and a shuttlecock?
Badminton.
That is incorrect.
Yeah, that's incorrect.
There is no one, or I should say there was no one in the county in the mid-'80s that could have defeated me and the Big Al at badminton.
I used to love playing that when I was younger. We would put up a net in our backyard, and things would get pretty serious between me and my brothers.
Of course it was serious, Ashley.
That would be in the regular rotation of phys ed activities in Clare City in the 70s.
Yeah, competitive badminton was a very popular class in high school.
No way you're taking down me and Big Al.
The best was when the gym teachers would play, and the gym teachers would take it so seriously against teenage kids in badminton.
Yeah. Yep, they'd turn it up a notch.
Oh, they would. And they'd get red-faced and pissed if they lost.
Always read the red faces.
Slamming rackets.
Our Phi Ed teacher had the weightlifting teacher come down, and they would do doubles and then try to dunk on kids.
He brings a ringer in?
Yeah.
What?
Our gym teacher yelled at a group of kids that couldn't stop laughing when we learned it was called the shuttlecock and not a birdie. I mean, he went off.
It's been 30 years he's putting up with that crap,
I'm
right?
sure.
Oh,
And he had been there for 30 years, at least.
You just keep repeating the word over and over and over again and make him even more mad.
Well, I remember one time the teacher said, you hit the birdie like this, and the kid raised his hand, I think it's called a shuttlecock. No, it's called a birdie. No, pretty sure it's a shuttlecock.
So much fun to be had. Now, the Timberwolves ownership thing, the story is tired as hell, and it's been tired for a while. I really couldn't effing care less who owns the club as long as they don't go anywhere. But, okay, I might as well dump this into the mix. You got Alex Rodriguez and Jennifer Lopez are still serious about trying to purchase the Wolves. They've added a major investor to their ownership group or their prospective ownership group. I don't know the guy, but he sounds like a big shot. Former New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg has agreed to join A-Rod and J-Lo's group. He's one of the richest people, they say here, Cubby, in the world.
Oh, yeah, well, then he can afford it.
Yeah. Well, I first of all, I mean, that's good and well. I don't understand how that's going to affect the current arbitration case, though, because the arbitration case, from a legal standpoint, is just, did they have the funds as of the last due date? Okay, so in some ways, even this might, in a weird way, hurt them, because if you're going to bring this guy in now, Taylor's lawyers could come back and say, well, see, you didn't have the money all along. Now you got to bring this guy in after the fact. So, I mean, if Glenn is willing to sell to them at some point, if say Glenn wins this arbitration case, but if he's willing to sell to them, yeah, now they've got the money. Yeah, now they are able to take on the majority stake. But I don't know. I don't understand how. I read stories about this history. I don't understand how this affects the current arbitration case, because the current legal case is, did they have the money on the date that the final payment was due?
I hear you, bruh. To be totally honest with you, I didn't understand a word you said.
Maybe somebody did.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault. I'm sure somebody did, just not a guy like me. I'm not built for that kind of stuff.
Brad, can you repeat the parts where he said the things about the stuff?
Michael Bloomberg is the name, okay?
I mean, more simply, if Glenn wants to sell now, they've got the money. But I'm not sure that they're going to win the case in court.
All right. Next question for Brad Ryder in our little game of Brad fights, where whatever answer Brad gives, he's wrong. What type of race, Brad, is the Tour de French? What type of race?
Tricycle.
Bicycle?
I'm giving stupid answers.
Yeah, that's stupid. That's incorrect. It's not a bicycle race. Did you know, Brad Ryder, that this weekend in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, there is a naked bicycle race scheduled to happen tomorrow afternoon?
That doesn't sound appealing to watch at all.
Well, here's the. Oh, you mean as a spectator?
Right.
As a spectator, I bet it's awfully gross. But here's just what crossed my mind. If I ever race on a bicycle in a naked bicycle race, I think if it's all dudes, by God, I try to lead the pack. But if
that'll get you going.
But if there's a few women, I might try to, hold off a little bit and ride towards the back of the pack.
Right.
Does that sound like it makes sense, Josh?
Yeah, I mean, I might suggest actually kind of varying up your position in the pack, just to get a good variety.
You might not want the women seeing you from the back either. So.
Oh, I don't care about that. I mean,
that's their problem.
I'm going to look gross from all angles. But if it's all dudes, Cubby, I exhaust myself to lead that race.
Yeah, I hear you.
Target Center, a place where you called home, or that was your home away from home for a stretch of time, wasn't it, Brad Ryder?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Your office was at Target Center.
Yeah, until we moved to Mayo Clinic Square, but yeah.
Gotcha. Target Center was voted the dirtiest arena in the entire damned National Basketball Association. The dirtiest. I don't know, the last few times.
Yeah, I'd like to define what they mean by that.
Well, here's what they did, whoever it is. They analyzed data from online reviews of each NBA arena. So I guess any swinging D could go online and say, I was in Milwaukee at the Bradley Center and it smelled like farts, whatever,
Yeah.
And you typically only leave a review online if something happens you don't like. Yeah.
Right.
I love what they've done to the Target Center the last few years. It's the what do you call it in the business? The walkways were widened at some parts of the building. With
concourses,
little hangout areas with tables. There's more food choices. It just looks cleaner. I got to say that back in the day, it was kind of blah, and it looked a little dirty. But these days, I don't know where they're getting this. I like.
Well, I know that in one of their VPs over there, who's in charge of fan relations, one of the greatest guys who works in sports in this town, Jeff Munick, he's in charge of, and they take really great care to make sure that not only customers feel welcome, but that the place is clean. Concourses are clean and stuff. So I'm not sure I agree with that either.
Yeah, well, the cleanest they say is a joint called the Spectrum Center, which is home to the Charlotte Hornets. Now the Hornets finished second to last in fan attendance this past season, so there really weren't too many people there to.
Yeah, I was going to ask about.
Well, you can keep it cleaner when nobody's there.
There weren't too many people there to make a mess, so there you go. LaMelo Ball, right? He plays for the Charlotte Hornets.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You see this setup? I saw this on the godless internet. He's got some big shot, $2.4 million condo in downtown Charlotte where he's got the roof all to himself, kind of a setup. And he built, or I don't know if he didn't build anything. He uses the roof as a go-kart track.
Dude.
There's video on. Do we have this up on our website?
Yes, we do.
Now, number one, what did he buy, a go-kart with a governor on it?
Yeah.
He's only going like 2 miles an hour. Get a real go-kart if you're going to ride a go-kart on the roof of your condo.
He's not cooking at all.
No, it looks like one of them boring ones you get at the fun park. Go get a real go-kart, LaMelo Ball. But a lot of folks think this is kind of sweet.
That would be kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
You should build an actual track, though, because it's kind of part grass, part pavement there.
Well, you probably got to make sure you don't drive off the top of the roof, too.
Oh, that'd be terrifying.
It's got a barrier.
Yeah, he's not going to. He'd have to be completely out of his mind to manage that. But
just a cloud picks you up and puts you right back on it. It's my experience.
Oh.
Do you think he's driving on turds then, on the grass? Dog turds?
Is he driving on dog turds?
Yeah,
I don't understand the question.
I would assume that it's like that AstroTurf stuff where dogs can go pee and poop.
Oh, but this is his private joint, though. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
the rest
I thought it was like a condo that. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
The rest of the folks aren't allowed to come within 100 feet of him, I would imagine.
I'm guessing he's got the penthouse, and that includes the rooftop.
Yeah. I see what you mean.
It's got to be easier than trying to mow my lawn with 2 dogs.
Yeah, true.
You got to dodge a lot of landmines?
Yeah.
Well, go pick them up.
Well, no, I've got kids for that.
Yep, exactly why you have them.
Good call. A lot of folks are making fun of this LaMelo Ball. How do you say his name?
Ball.
Malelo. A lot of folks are making fun of this LaMelo Ball and his go-kart because he's kind of notorious for being terrible behind the wheel of a real automobile. Weren't we just talking about this? He's being sued right now for running over an 11-year-old's foot with one of his real automobiles.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Maybe the judge ordered him to practice with a go-kart up on the roof.
And it has to have a governor.
But it's kind of funny if you watch the video because he almost looks like he has this governored go-kart and he's kind of just tootling around thinking to himself, well, this sucks.
Yeah.
Yep.
He does have that.
That's his body language to me. He's just kind of
He has
saying,
an air of this is very disappointing.
Yeah. He bought the condo from Cam Newton, if you like to talk about big shots. Cam Newton.
One of your favorites.
Wonder if he left any of his hats in the closet or anything.
Yeah, I'd imagine that's mostly closet, that place. Right?
Yeah.
Speaking of racing, Brad fights question number, I don't know what we're at, 3 or 4. Brad, the Triple Crown Award is given to a horse that wins what 3 races? Go ahead.
The Belmont, the Preakness, and the Kentucky Derby.
No. The New York Yankees swept the season series with the Twins, and not many of the games were even close. They beat the Twins 8-5 last night in the effing Bronx. I said earlier, this bit has pretty much worn itself out. I can't. It sucks turning on a Twins-Yankees game and knowing the outcome before it even gets started.
It's starting to not even make more sense than it normally does, because year over year these players are different. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make any sense anymore why they can't win at least one game against them.
Yeah, and you know what crossed my mind last night? 30-some years ago, when a team just repeatedly kicked your ass like this on the scoreboard, you try and gain a little pride back by starting a fight with them and beating their asses in that fashion. But those days are gone, and that sucks.
Not too many guys on this Twins lineup seem like fighters, though.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you can't tell anymore because
I guess that's a good point.
It's just a different attitude.
I'm not a huge gambler, but after a series like this, it makes you wonder, why didn't I just drive down to Iowa for the last 3 days and drop the mortgage on every one of those games?
Right. No, I hear you. Yeah, it sucks. In the old days, you hit who's the 2-story tall guy again?
Paul Bunyan?
No, the one that plays for the Yankees.
You're not wrong.
Aaron Judge.
Aaron Judge.
Years ago, you hit him in the jaw with a fastball, and you fight. They just don't do that anymore. Royce Lewis and Byron Buxton were rested last night. The plan is to maybe have Lewis play all 3 games in Pittsburgh this weekend. The Twins and Pirates fire it up tonight. This is Josh. You probably love it when the Twins are regularly available on television. You probably love it when they play in Pittsburgh. They start at 5:40.
That's perfect.
Yeah, that's a sweet spot right there.
Nice.
I've heard really great things about that ballpark. I'd love to go see it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I hear it's the bee's knees.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know what the hell this is. I didn't look too much into it because, trade rumors and expansion rumors and whatnot, wake me when they're finally official. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. The NFL might put a team in Nova Scotia. I don't care. Until it happens, I don't care about the stories and the rumor. But this one kind of drags me in, maybe because we like to make fun of the guy on this radio program. There's some conversation on a website about the Twins making a trade for Pete Alonso.
There'd be our fighter. He's a big, strong guy.
He's a big, strong guy.
Pete Alonso of the New York Mets, who made just an ass out of himself in that audio from a few years ago. That was great.
That would be fun. He becomes our regular Twins guest.
I don't know what the hell they need Pete Alonso for, but I don't know. I know he hits a lot of home runs, but
yeah, the Mets are not a very good team, and so I think there's already speculation that the Mets may try to unload some people maybe before the trade deadline, maybe that's how that started.
Pete Alonso.
They need pitching worse than they need that, I think. But yeah,
he basically in that audio we're talking about where he calls himself a big guy, a big strong guy. He basically made himself sound like one of those "come at me, bro" guys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Come at me, bro. That's good stuff. How about this? Shohei Ohtani has been let off the hook now as far as this whole gambling story goes, the gambling accusations. Just for the record, is there anyone else that thinks there might really have been some shady stuff going on?
Absolutely.
Well, yeah. I mean, how did he get let off the hook?
I'm just checking.
I was kind of mad it didn't get dirtier. I kind of wanted to...
What do you mean, how did he get let off the hook?
Well, did they just say, we don't have enough evidence, or what?
Yeah, yesterday, the day before, Major League Baseball said they consider the case closed.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm not the only one who thinks.
No, you're not.
If he wasn't the biggest star in baseball, things might have been different.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why the case is closed.
Right. Exactly. Okay. So we're all on the same page. If this was, no offense, but if this was Kyle Farmer, he'd probably be in jail right now.
Yeah, they had no trouble banning that no-name guy for life who made some bets the other day.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about the player who got banned for life recently for
the baseball player.
The baseball player.
Kid from the Padres. All right. His interpreter, Ippei Muzahara, of course, we learned all about him when that story was hot. It says here, Shohei's former interpreter, who pled guilty to everything. He's now working as an Uber Eats driver. Doesn't he have to go to prison?
That's what I thought, too.
What's going on with that?
Well, he's probably got to go through his case in court.
Oh!
You know.
Sorry, I blew up.
Yeah.
I was just surprised that, I guess, yeah, so that's the story is, he once had this cushy gig, traveling around with the Dodgers and the Angels, following Shohei everywhere, making big bets and making big money and losing big. He had this cush gig, and now he's an Uber Eats driver. Wah, wah, wah. That's the way the story plays it out. I don't think there's anything wrong with being an Uber Eats driver, of course, but compared to what he was doing for a living. He's driving around. He's delivering food to folks in the Los Angeles area while he's still a free man.
Could you imagine he drops
totally
off
took the fall.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's the way that's the vibe I got from the get-go.
Yep.
Did he do it? Did he not
probably
do
won't
it?
go to prison either. He probably won't go to prison either.
You don't think so?
They'll cut some sort of deal. That's just my guess.
All right. Okay.
What are you going to say, Wap?
Oh, I was going to say, that'd be hilarious. He drops off your food, and you're like, hey, did he do it? Was it you, or did you take the fall?
Hey, just tell me.
Come on, dude.
Just between us girls, what do you say?
I'll give you a bigger tip
20.
if you tell me.
Here's your burrito bowl, and give me 100 on the Angels tonight.
That's probably it. Oh. All right, so we've been dumping easy questions on Brad Ryder for Brad fights. I just stumbled upon one that is really interesting. Well, maybe that's the liquor talking, but I'm going to go ahead anyway. I want to see if Brad Ryder knows this one, and even if he is correct, he'll be wrong. That's how we play Brad fights. What fitness program is said to have originated in the 1990s when a Colombian aerobics teacher named Alberto Perez subbed salsa and merengue, I don't know how to say that, for his normal workout class music. Merengue. He added salsa and merengue music to his normal workout class music. He's an aerobics instructor. Go ahead, Brad Ryder.
This one I really don't know. Yoga? I don't know.
Anybody?
I can picture it. I just can't think of the word.
Yeah, I can't think of the name.
Zumba.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Do you remember that, Josh?
Zumba, yeah, it was a craze for a little bit.
It was a style of dancing, right?
No, it was
workout.
exercise.
Oh, it was an exercise.
Workout with some jams, I think.
Zumba. Okay. I thought I recognized that. Stanley Cup final game one's being played tomorrow night in Florida. The Edmonton Oilers and the Florida Panthers is going to be a hell of a deal. Brad Ryder, we tried to get a famous Canadian on the air today to talk about how much it would mean for a Canadian team to hoist the cup again after all these years, but none of the Canadians that we know out there in the bush, as they say, would call us back.
Huh.
No Canadians would call us back. None.
Do you care to share who you tried or not?
No.
Okay.
No.
Jim Carrey, Pamela Anderson, and Michael J. Fox.
And we called...
Edge.
Called Will Arnett.
Geddy Lee, that would have been cool. He would have got back to us, though. He's a solid guy.
Mm-hmm. We called Bachman. We called Turner.
But you didn't call Overdrive.
All the members. We did. We called all the members of the Overdrive.
Oh, Overdrive was prima donna.
Yeah, they sent us right to voicemail, actually. It's kind of embarrassing.
Where are the Canadians in our listening audience? If there are any Canadians in our listening audience, text us, 651-989-9393. Is this a big deal for you that you have another shot now for a Canadian NHL team to haul home the trophy that you that rightfully belongs to Canada. The Stanley Cup. Is this? I got to check my text messages. Any Canadians in our listening audience? Does this got you all fired up? But none of the Canadians would call us back. It was aggravating. Here's a listener. Did we try to call Chris Hemsworth? Is he Canadian?
Very Canadian.
I guess he is, yeah.
He's very Canadian?
From the outback of Canada, yes.
Oh, this makes sense. Custom Applicator Jesus says that Canadians don't have phones.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, it does. Good call.
One Canadian has gotten through to us here via the text machine and says, hell yes, I'm very excited for the Stanley Cup final and the thought of a Canadian team. We should have called Andrew Wiggins. For Christ's sake.
I've got his number. There's no telling if he would have picked up or not, but you could have tried.
Total dick, HVAC delivery Jesus wants to know if we tried to call Shorzy.
I was watching that show last night.
I will never, ever acknowledge whoever Shorzy is. Because my annoying, stupid friends who can't help but quote Shorzy jokes all the time ruined it for me years ago.
Oh, give your balls a tug.
I will never, ever watch whatever show it is that Shorzy is on.
I think they're coming out with like a new season.
Season 3 comes out on
Is
June
it all
28th.
Shorzy jokes? Is he
Good.
saying stuff about people's mothers?
Yep.
Puppers.
I'm going to get a lot of that from Wapple and Dana after the new season comes out.
Oh, yeah, you share a studio with those guys.
Yeah,
you hear a lot?
Oh, yeah. Dana
More
has fun
Dana.
with it. Yeah.
It's more me.
Nordy Jesus texted the show to say, "Oi, mate, it's the Stanley Cup, isn't it?" Where are you Canadians? Are you dying to see the Oilers win it all? Get back to us when you get a chance. 651-989-9393. Christ, we should have called Frankie McDonald.
Oh, shoot.
Darn it.
I bet he's friggin' stoked.
Yeah, he's up there in Nova Scotia.
Yesterday with Randy Shaver in the mix, Brad Ryder, we did talk a little bit about the Summer Olympics coming up. I can't remember. Do you give two pumps?
Depends upon what sport. I mean, I'm not going to sit down and watch it every single night, but if I know that a certain sport might be on, I might watch it. I'm a little bit more into the winter sports.
Okay.
Like bobsledding and luge and the stuff where you can actually get really injured.
The skeleton.
Yep.
Yeah.
I hear you. Yeah. When those guys are going backwards on a dinner plate, whatever they do down the ice, whatever they do on the icy hill, there's not enough accidents. There's not enough.
Brad's so hardy. I can't watch this sport unless I know there's a chance somebody's going to die.
Right. Yeah.
By the way, here's investment banking Jesus from Alberta, Canada. He says it would be absolutely massive for all Canadian hockey fans if Edmonton was to win the series. It would be especially massive for the ones that aren't too egotistical for their own team.
That's what I was wondering, if they would be able to just drop it and be like, all right, I just want any Canadian team to win.
There's some big rivalries up there. That's what I was wondering, if like, people from Calgary would really want Edmonton to win or not. You know?
Sure, there'll be a few, but I think it's been so long, 1993, that even your hardest core, maybe not your hardest core, but quite a few Calgary Flames fans, even Edmonton's top rival, I think would be excited to see the Cup come back to any part of Canada, Western, even the silly French-speaking parts of Canada. All right, back to the Olympics. Wapple, these are your people. You got to be completely off your rocker excited for this. Sesame Street Muppets will be part of NBC's Olympics coverage.
Finally, we're getting some credibility.
Elmo, a character here called Cookie Monster, Abby Cadabby, and Tango. Those are the Muppets who will be involved. It says here, Elmo will be calling a 100-meter dash.
No, I want to hear Elmo call the marathon.
I want to see Elmo and Cookie Monster as studio hosts.
Breaking it all down.
That would be awesome.
This will be a riot, you know. I hope we get even more than I imagine Muppets covering the Olympics. It says here they'll be doing it on both social media and broadcast. Josh, would you say one of the highlights of our adult lives is when we listened to the audio? Was this? This has been a lot of years, where Cookie Monster sang "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" at the Chicago Cubs.
That was great. I'm looking forward to this. I bet this will be fun.
Oh, definitely.
Here we were, a couple of grown men in tears because Cookie Monster was singing, especially when he talked to the crowd beforehand and he said something like, "Me wanna win" or something. And we were puddles. Cookie Monster is a pimp.
Yeah.
And he has been from the word go. Boy, Gator Jesus. Oh, he's playing with me. He says he's in Quebec. We'll be drinking Foster's and having shrimp on the Barbie. And I don't fully understand this story. Maybe, Josh, you can help me out. Again, with the Olympics. They're coming to Paris, right? That's where they're going to have this deal?
Yep.
There are some French folks who are protesting the Olympics. My guess is they're mad at the mayor of Paris for agreeing to host the Olympics for whatever reason. Who knows what kind of issues? There's deep, dark money issues or whatever. I wouldn't know the first thing about it. But so there's a group of French people who are going to protest against the Paris Olympics on Sunday, June 23rd, even though that's before the Olympics. The protesters will all go ahead and poop in a river.
Ew. What did the like aquatic life do?
They don't care about the aquatic life.
Poor fishies don't want that in their water. Nasty.
Okay, that's how they're going to show their displeasure. They've gathered themselves on social media, French social media, and they're all going to get together at a certain time on June 23rd, and they're going to squeeze turds into what they call here the River Seine or Seine or Seine. It doesn't matter. The river.
The old aqua dump.
Yeah, I guess at my age, it's just as impressive to me that they can do that on demand.
Boy, I tell you, I'm jealous about that, too.
Josh is in the river for 72 hours. Hey, the protest ended, Josh!
All right. So hopefully we get some video footage of that. I don't know. I should think for a minute. No, I'm positive. For a second there, I had to second guess myself, but I am positive. I've never been so mad at anything that I just had to take a you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Yeah.
I am so mad right now.
They've got a lot of time to think, this is a little silly, guys. Maybe we can come up with something else.
They do.
Maybe an email campaign, something like that.
You're right, dude. They have many hours to contemplate this. Let's see if they change their mind. Everyone seems to dig the new Vikings uniforms.
Those are beautiful. Cool. Yeah, I like them.
Yeah.
They've gone with, you always have to have an alternate uniform. So, again, what did I say earlier? You can make every possible red cent we have to keep doing. So they've got alternate. They're going to be all white. They put them up online yesterday. I'll say this much. They'd look even better playing an outdoor game in the snow. It's too bad they play in a fake indoor stadium, but
yeah, that would be something. The opponents wouldn't be able to see them if you were playing in a blizzard outside with those on.
That'd be an advantage.
They'll probably try to have one of those whiteouts with the crowd.
Yeah.
Have the crowd wear white, too.
I'm done with the whole whiteout thing, though. I mean, we've done that to death. Everybody's done that to death.
I'm done with all the alternate uniforms every year. Okay, who am I even looking at? Oh, that's the new uniform for this team. Okay, who am I looking at now? Oh, it's the alternate. But again, it's just about constantly raking parents into buying their 11-year-old kid the new sweater or jersey.
And I think I read they're only going to be wearing it for one game.
One game?
Yeah, one game in December.
Just one game.
Yep.
Oh, what a friggin' scam.
Yep. That's it. Just one game.
Oh, I was hoping I'd see more of them.
I mean, I didn't think it would be 17. I thought maybe it'd be 2 or 3.
No, just one game.
Yeah, that's why I said they'll try to have that whiteout that night with the crowd.
Right.
But I hate when they do like the color rush and you get the Seattle Seahawks and they do it like all that neon green.
I hate that color.
It's so hard to look at.
It's a little tough on the eyes.
Abrasive.
Brad Fights, question. Number 11, whatever it is.
This is a tiebreaker, Brad.
Brad fights. In which combat sport that takes place in a dojo, where do they use salt traditionally as part of a purification ritual before a match? Brad Ryder.
I honestly don't know the answer. I'm going to say MMA.
Cubby, give it to him.
Slap fighting.
No.
Biggest sport in the world.
They use ceremonial salts before they get into the dojo.
Think about Yokozuna.
Well, Mr. Saito used to use salt, but it was to throw on people's faces.
You're right. That was television wrestling. Yes, Mr. Saito would usually throw a fistful of ceremonial salt into the eyes of one of the Ganyas.
Right.
But where did sumo wrestling?
That was on the tip of my tongue.
Oh.
Speaking of friggin', I'm glad Cubby said slap fights. It's so dumb. When is this Dana White dude going to let it go? He keeps trying to convince all of us that his stupid power slap league is a thing. I've heard him say this nonsense before. He said it again. Power slap has more followers, he said, than any other sport. No, dude, it doesn't.
Yeah, it's weird that he keeps saying this kind of thing.
I mean, I'm sure plenty of people have clicked on videos just to see it for 10 seconds before never returning again. That doesn't make them a follower. There's a difference. He was on a podcast called Flagrant, whatever that is, and he said, he really has the balls to say this, we have more followers than every single professional sport.
What is he on about?
I don't know what he's doing. What? Every professional sports team, we have more followers than them in 15 months.
Didn't he say this was going to be bigger than the NFL at some point, like a multi-billion-dollar business?
And he's claiming they've gotten there already. I don't know. It somehow, though, hasn't translated into anyone caring at all when it's on television. But I guess just let him go. Let him go. You know, when you have that drunk buddy at the bar that won't shut up and someone eventually says, just let him go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
By the way, I'm sure no one... maybe you know this lady from other forms of media. But there's a power slap fighter lady named Sheena Bathory who put photos on the internet of her Brazilian butt lift.
Okay, so many of you telling me that this is disgusting, that I did this surgery, but it was my decision and I'm not hiding it. So it is going to give more like a peer form because I'm very muscular. I think the peer shape is going to be more feminine. But I just would say wait, guys, for the final result. This is my body. I feel like I have the right to do whatever I want with.
Okay, that ruined it. But anyway, now this Sheena Bathory, I just read this, she now has more followers on Twitter than anyone on planet Earth.
Shut up.
Does anyone recognize the name? Did she used to do...
No.
Okay. All right, we'll wrap it up here, Brad Ryder. We got to get the hell out of here. I'll just throw this your way. I like Eli Manning. Don't get me wrong. He is by far the superior Manning. He's the superior Manning to any other. But this bit is so weak. From the get-go, I didn't understand the attraction to this gimmick. This Chad Powers character. It was so dumb. It was so dumb.
Yeah, it was painful to watch.
It wasn't funny. It wasn't interesting. It wasn't anything. And you got all these sports websites. Check out the hilarious bit by I know how the click game. What do you call it? Clickbait?
Clickbait.
I know how that works. This is being turned into a Hulu series. I don't understand.
So it's going to be like Kenny Powers, pretty much?
Exactly. That's part of what pissed me off. And I don't like the Kenny Powers guy. What's that guy's name?
I love him.
I want to choke him to death, whatever that guy's name is.
So he's going to go around to different, football training camps or what?
I don't know, and I don't care. What's the guy's name who played
Danny McBride.
Yeah, Kenny McBride?
Danny McBride.
I want to choke him. And that was part of what pissed me off, how lazy this bit was. There already is a supposedly funny fake sports character with the last name Powers, but they went ahead and called Eli's character Chad Powers. The costume sucks, the disguise, everything about this bit sucked, and now it's going to be on Hulu.
Eli's funniest when he can be the straight man for someone else. But when he tries to do stuff like that on his own, I don't think it's as good.
Do you remember the original video?
Yes.
Check out how Eli fooled everybody. He didn't fool anybody.
Yeah, nobody was fooled.
Nobody.
There's a bunch of walk-ons trying to, make the team.
Everybody in the building knew it was Eli Manning within 5 seconds. I'm sorry.
You're right.
I am. That's kid stuff compared to how I normally can get. You know that, actually.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
That's kid stuff. Brad, go out and have a wonderful weekend, and thanks for helping us out, in Randy's absence.
Yeah, no problem. I'll be looking forward to hopefully hearing Randy upright and able to talk on Monday.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I hope he does stay drunk until he's on the phone with us on Monday.
I kind of do, too.
We're all rooting for that. Thanks, Brad. Have a great weekend.
Right. See ya.
We'll be back in a few minutes.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Are you ready to beat the heat this summer? Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is here to help you say goodbye to sweltering heat and hello to ultimate comfort. Ashley, what specials do they have going on this month?
It is fun, sun, and savings time at Standard Heating and Air with incredible savings on AC units, heat pumps, and combo deals this month to ensure your air quality is up to snuff this summer. Go to standardheating.com for more info or to schedule your appointment today.
Hey guys, welcome to the Candy Valentino Show. I'm Candy Valentino. I was a founder before I could legally order a drink, and for more than 2.5 decades, I've built, scaled, acquired, and exited multiple businesses in diverse industries. Now my goal is to help you by sharing the knowledge that I've learned, the mistakes that I've made, and the wisdom that I've developed over my journey. Bi-weekly episodes every Monday and Thursday.
The Candy Valentino Show, wherever you listen.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
If something should happen to one or both of us, I'd regret not having said this, so I'm just going to say it. You have a nice penis. I see it a lot, I don't say anything, but it's nice. Now, you say something nice about my penis.
I hear you. I certainly do. It's Friday. Hope you're having a good one. We do. We hope you're having a good one. It's 8:32 on the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. We're getting close. Getting close to the end of the work week. Feels pretty good. We've all experienced a thing or two in our lives, some more than others. We've all experienced this, that, trade stories back and forth. Over your lifetime, you learn lessons along the way, don't you?
Sure do. At least you try to.
Yeah, if you got any brains at all, you learn some lessons along the way.
Some people don't, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I think the majority of us do.
Yeah, some people don't. You're right. So let me ask you, what have you learned to never mess with? What have you learned to never mess with? Now, I'll help you out because I'll just give you, and it could be anything. I'll just give you the first things that came to mind for me. Gas and electricity.
Yep.
I don't mess with gas or electricity. I mean, I'll try a little amateur plumbing, but not for long. I'll make that phone call every time. You know that about me. So the first thing that came to mind, gas and electric. But you could go in any direction here. What have you learned to never mess with? And people can go ahead, text us, 651-989-9393 if you want to play along.
I know not to mess with you until you've had your morning coffee.
Oh, gross.
You are unbearable. Don't even talk to me until I've had my morning coffee.
He walks around with that mug that says, "Don't talk to me until the coffee's down to this line."
Gross.
Although I must say, I've learned not to mess with my wife if she hasn't eaten in a while. She taught me the term hangry, and she is the definition of, she's a different person. She's a monster if she doesn't eat.
When she hasn't been properly nourished, you don't Oh, here's someone wants to be a dick right away. They texted in, the Zohan. I am going to delete your number from our text machine. You could have texted anything in, and you texted in, the Zohan. You are deleted. Yes, Ashley.
I always learned to never mess with, from like ice fishing and stuff, ice.
That's a good one.
I had a moment a couple of years ago. I was up at the Boundary Waters, and I was just like, there was a thin layer of ice, maybe 4 inches, not much.
And you got in your car and...
No,
I'm kidding.
I got in my car and then drove on. I don't have that car anymore. No, I walked out there and, I don't know, just for some laughs, I jumped on the ice, and a perfect circle formed, or perfect crack in the ice just circled me, and I thought, all right, nope, never again.
You're
and now
done for?
Now I'm just nervous as heck when it comes to ice.
If this doesn't work out, you may be hired by the Department of Natural Resources. That's valuable information. No, I like that. You never mess with ice.
Yep.
This person says gas station hard-boiled eggs. You know, you might be surprised. Some people, it takes a few times before they'll learn that lesson, even though they should know better.
Is that why you were sick again?
I would have thought that'd make me impervious to anything.
If you can handle, a half dozen of those, you can face anything.
And that brings up a good point. Sometimes it takes a few times, in some situations, I should say.
Because you'll make excuses.
It takes a few times to learn those lessons. Okay, again, it could be anything. I went straight to gas and electricity because it terrifies me, and I never.
Especially gas, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Here are some other answers. What have you learned to never mess with? The wife when she's pissed off. Okay, Josh just kind of touched on that.
Oh, I
see. I like to start trouble. I do. And sometimes when people, doesn't have to be the friggin' wife. Sometimes when people are in a bad mood, I like to, how do they say it, poke the bear?
Yeah. Oh, we would not.
Because it can be fun. I understand in some situations you don't dare, but try it once or twice. Sometimes it's a hell of a lot of laughs to poke the bear.
Does she return the favor?
I'm not just talking about the friggin' wife.
But I mean, with her, does she? 'Cause she's feisty.
Yeah, she's
got a wit about her.
Okay, I was trying to think of an exact example of when I poked the bear and she, blew up. I'll say this much. She does that to me. So that is exactly what you were asking. Does she return? Yes, she does.
She does?
Yes, she does.
I just thought of one. It didn't happen to me, but I saw it happen to my dad. Don't mess with, the garage door. Like the springs or something
sure.
like that.
Yeah, a lot of people have texted that one in.
That's huge, yeah.
My dad was putting up a new garage door, and it dropped one time. Oh, boy, was that scary.
The other day, while I was looking at a list of things that, people wouldn't think would kill them, but do actually kill people, and that was on a lot of the list.
Yeah, that'll kill you dead.
Yeah. Death by garage door would be a rough way to go.
Jägermeister for me.
Jägermeister.
I don't mess around with Jäger. Yeah. That sneaks up on me. That'll bitch slap me.
Josh?
Totally fine, and all of a sudden I'm hammered.
Has learned to never mess with Jägermeister. Any sort of stinging insect's nest.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember I had to get some hornet's nests off of my then girlfriend, now fiance's house, and I had to ask Nick and Josh for advice last summer. It's like, I've never done this before. What do I do? I'm so scared.
Oh, Nick's the pro. Don't you love that, Nick?
I hate stinging insects. When we were kids, we used to, real little kids, me and my brother and our next door neighbors. So 4 of us in total. We used to go around the neighborhood with hockey sticks in our hands and knock bees' nests down. We would go door to door and ask the old ladies, do you have a nest anywhere? And they'd say, yeah, one's hanging from a tree. And then we'd go knock them down and kill all of the insects. We called ourselves, do you want to know what we called ourselves?
Yes.
The Bee Gees.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is cool.
We were like 5 years old. Then one kid got his balls stung off, and we retired the gimmick. Later in life, I would bait and murder stinging insects on a regular basis. I had this deck connected to my garbage townhome, and I would put apples and Mountain Dew bottles and whatnot to attract stinging insects, and then spray them with horrible fluids to watch them die slowly. Anyway, other things that people have learned to never mess with. Monkeys, sure.
Oh.
The sea.
Yeah, it can be dangerous. I don't know what I'm doing out there.
Oh, yeah. I've been going down the rabbit holes of watching those crazy sea videos, too.
They say the sea don't play. No, it don't. What are you talking about, crazy sea videos?
Wapple knows what I'm talking about. They're videos of these huge barges out in the ocean and
Yeah, it's dumb.
Yeah,
it's so scary.
They're getting whipped around. I will never go on a cruise because of these videos.
Yeah, and there was this massive ship, and all of a sudden it was sinking, so they were showing the video of it sinking. The whole ship sunk in under 30 seconds, and you just couldn't see anything but open ocean.
Oh
that just
God.
freaks me out.
Yeah, that would be very scary. It's funny you bring this up. Some videos that I stumbled upon recently. Private boaters, is that the way I should say it? Recreational boaters. There's some channel down in Florida that connects some awful, disgusting body of water to another. Some channel down there, and the ocean, of course, is all around. That's notorious for really rough water. And there's videos dedicated solely to recreational boaters who don't know what they're getting themselves into when driving in this channel, and they just sink or get beaten to near death by the wake. There's one I watched the other day. Mom and dad and 4 or 5 little kids in some little open bow boat, and dad's like, what a beautiful day. Oh, and next thing you know, there's like a 2-year-old floating in the ocean, and because they don't know what the hell they're doing. It's
just a little 3-pound 2-year-old floating.
Yeah.
I got to see this.
You got to check it out.
Is it the Boca Inlet?
I don't know. I don't know.
There's a couple different. All right. I'm so dumb. I'm going to watch this.
Beer drinking hillbillies in their, 18-foot, recreational boat. Next thing, it happens fast. They're just underwater.
You think maybe people would catch on to this by this point? If it's got a name and everything.
I don't know. What else have? What happened?
Haulover Inlet?
I don't know the name. I wish I could help you further than that.
I just found one of these. That's
Did you see the 2-year-old who's suddenly being washed out to sea?
No, I didn't see that, but I see this dude, and he's like grabbing the awning that's on one of the boats, and he's just hanging on for dear life.
And some of them are so clueless, they go balls to the walls, and it launches people. Launches. Like flicking a bug off of a park bench or something. Just wah! Because they just don't know what they're getting themselves into.
And then they'll gas it, and there's a giant wave, and they just go up in the air.
A lot of these hot shots don't know dick about a boat. They just have the money, and they want to get laid, so they, What else have people learned not to mess with? Never to mess with. The IRS.
Oh, Josh knows
Screw that.
Even though you didn't even mess with them.
No, I didn't mess with them. It was a random...
they messed with you.
Random audit. That was no fun.
On a mess, that's not at all where I was going. On a much lesser scale, the thermostat. Bum, 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 bum. Never mess with the thermostat. This one's very interesting. Anyone with a cauliflower ear.
Oh, they've been in some fights.
Yeah, that's a good call.
That is a very good call.
Keep an eye on the ears next time you're ready to scrap with someone at the beer hall. If they got a cauliflowered ear, that probably means they can tear your limb off of you and stuff it up your ass. Other people's relationships.
True. Stay out of those. Then you can't be blamed for anything.
I don't know. I kind of like tweaking that stuff. You know what I mean? I kind of like when one of my buddies says, I don't know about Missy. She's trying to, she's driving me nuts, right? I like cutting to the chase and saying, leave her. I do. All right. I see a lot of texts coming in.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
They can get pretty big. They can get 10 foot, 150 plus pounds, and they are a predator.
On 93X.
Here's what we've been jaw-jacking about. What we have learned to never mess with. Sometimes you learn a lesson, and you learn to never mess with a certain thing. Again, what have we learned to never mess with? Josh, did you get a few text messages sent your way?
Yeah, Fun Size She's said aggressive drivers.
Oh, especially these days.
And big red buttons. That's a good one. Big red buttons. Never press a big red button. You never know what's going to happen with something like that. Yeah, especially nowadays. It's different, right?
Yeah, it really is.
A big red button.
If you see a big red button, you're going to be tempted to push it. Don't push it.
Yeah, you will.
Nothing good's going to happen.
A lot of our listeners have been texting in things that they've learned to never mess with. I love this. You never, ever mess with another man's radio.
No, you don't. But Dad's remote control, that was another big
one. One of the hardest, I laughed at the movie. What the hell was that Chris Tucker, Jackie Chan setup?
Rush Hour.
Rush Hour. In the first Rush Hour, when Jackie Chan messes with Chris Tucker's radio, and Chris Tucker goes, what, are you out of your mind? Never mess with things we've learned to never mess with. Here's a listener that says buttholes.
Oh.
Yeah, I stay away.
Oh, I think there's a lot of fun to be had. Anything at the airport. It's not just the food that's suspect. It's the bathrooms, the people, etc.
I like airport food for whatever reason.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, they got good restaurants there.
Chainsaws.
Nobody in their right mind would ever let me within 50 feet of a chainsaw.
That's a good call.
Electric fences.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I touched one of those once when I was a kid. It didn't feel good.
I saw a buddy get shocked pretty good with one of those.
My dad saw somebody pee on one.
Oh,
Boy,
no.
did they get shocked.
Oh, yeah, that's what happened to my buddy.
Oh, really?
We were all dared to do it. He's the only one that did it.
What have we learned to never mess with? You don't mess around with married women. Yeah, that'll get you shot.
Truth.
You want to end up on Dateline? That's how you do it. Step one, mess around with a married woman.
There are plenty who do. Maybe even one or two of us. It was never a good idea. It's a good way to get shot. Rattlesnakes and condoms.
At the same time?
I don't know what they mean by that. I mean, I understand the rattlesnakes part. When they say never mess with condoms, did they say they always make sure they wear one, or they never even bother?
Never even bother to put one on, I think.
Okay. Sounds like you know people with that same attitude. Garbage disposals.
Yeah, I've been terrified of those.
Yeah, they're scary. I don't know if this individual is quoting a Toby Keith song or something, but he says, don't mess with loose women and slow horses. Both will get you killed.
Well, I can tell you, don't order fish at a furniture store. My wife and,
Why did she
my
do
wife
that?
and stepdaughter did that.
I got to get to the bottom of this.
There's a little cafe or whatever,
Yeah.
and they had salmon. And they were like, we'll order the salmon at the furniture store.
Sure, it's caught
you
fresh
guys.
today.
That didn't work too well for them.
Oh, no.
There is a furniture store that sells food on the side?
Yeah.
Yeah, their meatballs are great.
D&D Jesus texted in. This sounds like something you shout out before the beginning of your third grade football team game. Don't mess with the best, or you'll end up like the rest. Girls with jacked up toes. One of our listeners says you never mess with a girl with jacked up toes.
Why? What does that mean?
Yeah.
I can attest. I dated a girl with jacked up toes, and she was aggressive.
In what
Well, that
way?
doesn't sound like a bad thing.
No, like violently aggressive.
Oh, she kicked your
Blame
ass.
the toes?
Oh, well, I don't. Well, she was a hockey player, so she had some aggression to her to begin with, and that's how she got the jacked up toes. And anyway, that's just my personal experience.
Oh, how about this from Hello Fella Jeebus? Hey yo, Fella Jeebus. Quicksand. The cartoons make it seem very bad. Yes.
Yeah.
You don't mess with quicksand.
I remember watching those programs and thinking,
Gilligan's Island.
Yeah.
it just looked terrifying.
Didn't it seem like a big something to worry about, like a big danger?
Yes, it's exactly what I was going to say. I remember thinking that I would encounter it a lot more in my life.
Bouncers.
Yeah, don't do that.
You never mess with the bar's bouncer.
They're always tougher, stronger, and more sober than you are.
Whoever's cooking your food, okay, we know that one.
Oh, yeah, that's a very good one.
Sorry, I have gas.
I hear that.
Did you hear that?
I missed it.
A woman on her periods. I'm sorry, you missed my gas while you were gone?
I missed a lot of things while I was gone, and that was one of them.
What do you think about this? A woman on her period.
Definitely don't mess with that.
Oh, I'm not scared. Teenagers.
Teenagers are scary.
They do terrify me now.
And one final here. So many came in. We try our best. We always have to say this. We try our damnedest to get to as many of these as possible. But they fly in like a son of a bitch. You don't mess, says a listener, with the Wu-Tang Clan.
Didn't one of the Wu-Tang Clan just pass away recently?
Oh, no.
I don't know.
I thought I read that, but I was kind of delirious.
I know that my love for movies almost died completely when Josh and I went to go see a movie starring Method Man and Redman.
Oh,
how high?
Yeah.
Dude.
We wanted to walk out, but we couldn't because the folks that invited us were sitting right behind us, looking at our every reaction.
Oh, that's the worst. When you're watching something with somebody and they've been wanting you to watch it and they're checking you like, did you see that part? Did you see that part?
Yeah, it wasn't good. How about this for don't mess with another man's lawn? I worry about that.
Another man's lawn.
Like, I don't want to go over too far on my property line there where the other guy's like, hey, man, that's my lawn. Why are you mowing my lawn?
I can totally see that being something that would worry you.
Yeah.
Yes. Is he seeing where I'm mowing, and he thinks that? Does he think I own 6 more inches of property? Is he going to come over? What's he going to say?
Yeah, is this going to bother the guy?
All right, before we get out of here, I know that a couple of you have appearances this weekend. Why don't you plug them right now so you don't completely embarrass yourself?
Well, tonight I'll be at Cub Wine and Spirits in Maple Grove from 4 to 6. We'll be hanging out with Coors Light.
I'll be at BJ's tonight in Albertville/Otsego area from 8 to 10. And we're giving away Booze Cruise tickets. So you definitely want to come out and try to snag those.
Not too many, I hope, because I want to bring my bros.
No, we're only have 4 tickets to give away. So.
Make sure they go to 4 cool people.
What the hell's the matter with you? You should have lied and said we got hundreds of them.
Oh, we also have concert tickets to give away as well.
Nobody goes to
Yeah, but they're
concerts.
bad seats and only one.
They're in the 300 section.
It's Waffle's buddy's band. They're playing in a garage.
Not even a pair. Don't you got something else going on too?
Yeah, but I'm not too versed on the details of that yet. I have to figure more of that out today. So.
Oh.
Well, I have the details in front of me.
How come we have the details and you don't have the details?
I would love to know what you got, Nick.
All right. This will be kind of fun. Let's see if you can complete any of these sentences. Because, you should know what the hell you got going on if you have something to promote, Ashley. You should know these things. So let's see if she can finish any of these sentences. You mentioned the BJ Sports Tavern in Albertville.
Mm-hmm.
Join Ashley tomorrow from
noon to 2.
Okay, she got
So
that
far,
part right.
so good. And you is tomorrow, right?
Yes.
At the grand opening of?
So this is the one that I didn't understand because I thought I was going to Dick's Sporting Goods.
It's tomorrow.
Do you know the city you'll be in?
Woodbury.
That part's right.
Mm-hmm. At the grand opening of? You need to answer.
I'm sorry.
Public lands in Woodbury. Test and learn about... All right, I'm going to stop picking on her now because she has no idea. It says here, Ashley's going to be at the grand opening of Public Lands in Woodbury. Test and learn about gear from brands like Solo Stove, Howler Brothers, Yeti, and more. Everyone likes to have the Yeti thing is off the charts.
Dude,
Solo Stove.
Solo Stove's so cool.
People
I got
love those.
one.
Oh, you do have one?
Yeah, it's awesome.
You're rich.
Take advantage of grand opening deals.
You
nice.
You have to quiz her on this ending part.
Okay. Okay. Oh, this is good. Take advantage of grand opening deals. Get registered for giveaways. Plus, Minnesota legend
Yeah, Joe Mauer's going to be there at
Joe Mauer
1:30 is when he arrives.
We'll be doing a meet and greet until 1:30.
I bet Joe Mauer knows all the details.
I bet he knows where he's going.
He's a Hall of Famer, Ashley.
Ashley, I'm gonna totally 2024 you here right now.
What's that?
Are you ready?
Yeah.
And we're gonna get out of here after this because I think you're probably getting a little bit pissed.
No, I'm fine.
But you should know what the hell's going on. Ashley,
Yeah.
do better.
And you know what,
Outta
Ashley?
here.
This has never been more appropriate. Do your own research. Do your own research.
At least Wapple knows where no one's going to come tonight. You know what I mean? At least he knows where no one is going to join him tonight.
Yep. We're just going to be hanging out with the Coors Light people.
Jeez. That your wristwatch will just be going tick, 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 tick.
No,
What
it's
is
going to
it?
be a blast. We're going to have so much to do and give away Coors Light swag.
What time
it's
is
gonna be a blast.
it? It was 6:01. It seemed like an hour ago, and now it's only 6:03.
You know how to promote something, Wapple.
Yeah, we'll be there 4 to 6.
Ashley, you're kind of like someone who's been married for a long time, where someone asks me, like, what do you got going on this weekend? I'm like, I don't know. My wife usually knows.
Yeah.
There's just so much going on.
There's not that much going on. All right, we got to get going.
That was pretty good.
Go home. Thank you for a great week, everybody. And Josh, welcome back.
Hey, I miss you guys so much.
Yeah, we
Thanks
miss
to the
you too,
listeners.
man.
It was so nice being back today. I'm on steroids, so I'll be taking advantage of that this weekend.
Get some.
Congratulations to Nacho. He's cancer-free. Got great news this morning from him. He'll be celebrating in an awesome way. Nick, you know what he's going to do tonight? He's taking the family to see Night Ranger.
Dude, no way. Where's Night Ranger?
Yeah.
Canterbury, I forgot there was
I heard about this.
I was so goofed up this
The
week.
friggin' wife threw this idea
have to
at the
miss that
two.
again?
Maybe I'll see Nacho there. I got to talk to the friggin' wife. He's
Dude,
gonna.
you
see
should go.
Night Ranger at Stinkin' Canterbury.
Yeah.
One of the best live bands you could ever possibly.
You can stop.
They are so damn good. It's comical how much of a clinic they put on when they play a friggin' show.
They're awesome.
Jack Blades and Brad Gillis. Oh God,
Yeah, I am.
You're what? What?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you asked if I was connected on LinkedIn with Brad Gillis.
Kelly Kagi.
I swear to God, you said that.
Kelly Kagi. I thought I heard that Jeff Watson was back in the band.
I didn't know that.
I'm just, don't go nuts. I thought I heard that Jeff Watson was back in the band. Maybe it was only briefly.
Oh, I'll be in Maple Grove.
Yeah.
Show's at 7, dude.
I'll be in Maple Grove.
He's in Maple Grove.
4 to 6.
Well,
Maple Grove.
At least you know where you'll be. Ashley has no idea.
that sounds great, Nacho, and congratulations on kicking cancer.
Yeah,
Definitely.
if you see Nacho, buy him a beer. He deserves it. Shout out to Reclaimer Rob, headed to Los Angeles for the Xbox Showcase premiere. The new Call of Duty is going to be revealed. Waffle, you jealous?
Nah, I haven't been in Call of Duty for a while.
He's more jealous of Nacho going to Night Ranger.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, I, as I was asking you, I remembered. Trucking Jesus and the wife headed for an Alaskan cruise on Monday. Have a great trip. Congratulations to the younger maintenance messiah on becoming a grandpa from Giant Firefighter Jesus. Happy 36 to Diesel Benz Jesus. We get to welcome Chief, the newest member of the puppyhood, and I got to say, Chief is adorable. Happy birthday to the bestest little brother-in-law, Duker, from Toe, Knees, Balls, Jesus. Congratulations to Mason and Alyssa getting married tomorrow. As I said, I missed all you guys. It's so good to be back. And have a great weekend.
93X.
The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. New episodes drop each weekday. If your podcast platform has ratings, go ahead and give us 5 stars and maybe give our enemies 1. Thanks, and here's a word from our sponsor.
It is fun, sun, and savings time at Standard Heating and Air with incredible savings on AC units, heat pumps, and combo deals this month to ensure your air quality is up to snuff this summer. Go to standardheating.com for more info or to schedule your appointment today.